what's up? Pick Central Monday, October 2nd. Joined by Smitty, Marty, Big Ev, Chris Clement, special guest for Mangold Mondays.
I'm back, baby.
Nick Mangold. Brought to you by Cars.com. Cars.com is the leading digital marketplace that connects car shoppers with their perfect car, celebrating 25 years of helping shoppers research, find inventory, finance, and sell cars. Wherever life takes you next and whoever you're looking to be, there's a car for that on Cars.com. Up to 50,000 cars are added daily to Cars.com. Shop over 2 million cars for 2 million possibilities. Find your next possibility on Cars.com. Where to next? Obviously, thank you to Cars.com. We say it all the time. Simple to use, easy to use, Cars.com. All right, let's break it down. Where do you want to go first? The fact that Patrick Mahomes is a selfish fuck and screwed every possible
I can do that.
It's the right
combo
play.
last night.
He got the win.
Is it the right play?
Absolutely.
Going up 10 with 30 seconds left. Is he still?
It's the right.
It was two kneel downs
Either way,
to end the game.
I think you're right either way. He's a scumbag. He's right either way. They are up 2 scores with 30 seconds or go down. Either one was right.
So
I don't get why everyone's got to say it's just right.
I know everyone's
Take the spread out.
Stand-up
both okay.
Stand-up citizen just did the right football play.
Scumbag. You're an asshole.
He did exactly what he needed to do. He won the game. No need to run up the score. No need to pad his stats. He's here to win. I'm not even trolling. I don't like when I get it's the right play, but also scoring a touchdown there is not the wrong play.
as well. Yeah,
Ends the game as well. There's no way you can score 30.
But it's basically you're leaving like 1% doubt as opposed to 0.
Yeah, but like everyone, I don't like when everyone's like, that's definitely the right play. Well, both are fine. I understand the spread got into. That's why I'm mad about it. But like, if he scored, it's still no matter what the worst case scenario up 9.
but you agree that the team total was worse than the spread. The fact that they scored 3, that's the worst beat.
Why?
Because I had 20 at half.
It's 17 in the first quarter.
It's way worse. 3 in the entire second half. I didn't care about the spread. I had the team total. Fucking brutal.
Yeah, that's not good for you.
3 points in the second.
It was 23.
24 and a
Hey,
half.
Jets got good defense.
They do have a good defense. Shut them down
You know,
for
it's
the fucking
shocking
entire second half.
when they're not on the field for all game. They're very good. When Zach Wilson has drives, their defense is very good. What a shock.
Well, he looked good. I know you were in the building last night. Like, is this he's got, because it's weird to say like he's got something because they're still losing. So like, where are the Jets at?
I mean, the Jets played the defending Super Bowl champions, and I think that they did what they needed to do. You know, a couple of hiccups here and there, and they're right in that game. I think they're on the right path. Are they there? No, but they're on the right path. They finally let Zach throw the ball and open it up a little bit. The run game was coming alive, which was good to see. And the defense, when they're not out there every 3 and out, is pretty good. So I think they're on the right path. It still sucks where we are because you see Aaron Rodgers standing there on the sideline and you're like, what could have been? But for what it is, I think they're on the right path.
I'd argue you're almost in a worse spot. You know why?
Why?
Because you saw, now that he did that, you have to trust him for way longer. Like yesterday could have been your game where it was like, listen, he played great yesterday. I don't want to shit on him like fucking Rodney Harrison. We'll get to that.
Well, that was bad.
But I get it. He played great. I think the play calling was a lot better for him yesterday. We were talking about the play action helped him out a ton, I think. But you still know the bad Zach Wilson. You're in that purgatory now where you could have axed it completely. But if he plays like that, you're gonna win games.
But if you axe it completely, you still don't have anything to get. They've already shot.
That is also true.
So like you're now the best you can do is hope that he plays like that. We get the good Zach Wilson for a majority of the games, deal with the bad for some of them, and get a couple of wins.
He's the guy anyway. Look, they went and got Trevor Siemian. All right, they're not. He's the guy no matter what for the season. Like, we just have to accept that. And I've been the biggest Zach Wilson critic around, and he was really good yesterday. He did a great job. His throws looked crisp. They were accurate. He said all the right things afterwards. I love that he took responsibility. I thought
he went a little too far. I will say that. I thought he went a little too far.
I'd rather do that than the guy.
Yes, I'd much rather than that. Like, it wasn't my fault.
Right.
But I think it was.
Figuring it out.
I appreciate it. He's finding his way. But yeah, I think it was a little.
You don't think it was a locker room smooth over talk?
Oh,
like, put me responsible for everything, just to try to win over.
Either way.
the defense.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, no, definitely was because of what happened last year.
Yeah,
I think
so it was a smart move then.
It was a smart. Oh yeah, it was
A lot of
smart
Jets,
move.
yes. Jermaine Johnson, he was tweeting like, "I got to play better. It's all on me." Let's everyone slow it down. It's you guys lost. It's all right. But Zach Wilson, I do think it's a better step. Even though he did lose the game. Him dropping that was a very key thing. But
was
he
not
didn't.
good.
He didn't lose the entire game. He kept them in it because he played great.
Right. So I think him saying like this whole loss is on me. While yes, he did fumble the ball. I don't think the full complete loss because like they spot him 17 points.
Yeah.
Like that's
It is funny though that he didn't take responsibility when the games were actually on him. Like all the games that he was.
But I think
really
that's
bad.
maturing. That's
yeah, no,
maturing.
it's
I was
good.
gonna
It's a lot easier to say though. It's on me when you know you played well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Right.
It's true.
From the look on his, I think he meant it though. Like I think you saw the teammates kind of rallying around him. I think the biggest thing is how he plays next week. Like if they can genuinely like build off it.
Who they got next
I
week?
thought he
Denver.
Broncos. So it's a very winnable game.
In Denver?
in
I
Denver.
think so. But it's
Hackett
really, it's
Bowl.
what they can do with it.
Yikes.
And I mean, I thought the way that even like when he kind of like was down himself, like you saw the receivers, other guys came like rallied around him. I thought that was just huge from like a football camaraderie standpoint. I'm very curious to see if he like keeps playing well because when that drive when they came out of the second half.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I mean, he looked like Brett Favre out there. I mean, he was
That
slinging
throw,
darts.
That throw.
I
When
mean,
he was like back shoulder on the guy when he was covered completely, it was an amazing.
I mean, if you had never watched Zach Wilson and watched that drive, you'd be like, that guy's one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen. I mean, he looked fantastic in that drive and going once they let him loose. I think you saw the confidence build, and I think you saw the maturity. I don't know. I think I don't know what's gonna happen with the season, but who knows? I think he can build off this. I mean, I don't see why he can't.
I do I forget. I think it was Smitty. Was like the Swifties that all watch for football for the first time. Like this Zach Wilson,
Right.
He's pretty
the
good.
best quarterback in
guys
the
are
league.
idiots.
And he's good.
All I hear is this guy's so bad. These guys are idiots.
He's young and good looking. Like,
He's
right
like,
up our alley.
Like he's way better than this Mahomes guy.
Actually, yeah.
Let's
No,
get
that's
him.
probably why he played well. He's a horn dog.
He'll get Kelsey more touchdowns.
Exactly. But I actually thought Wilson was like not a guy you'd kind of root for. Like you said, he was immature. It's fun to make fun of him. And then Rodney Harrison's thing last night. Now it's like, all right, what did he expect that guy to say for the Chiefs?
I'm telling you, Rodney Harrison did him such a favor.
He did.
He made Zach Wilson endearing when he was not previously. Because it's one thing. Listen, it's I've trashed him a ton. Everyone's talking about how bad he's played, whatever, in the past. But when you come off a legitimate, he played well for the first time in a long time. And then you just like trying to be like, oh, he's garbage. Like I don't know. There's always gonna just pile on after the guy finally like finds a little something. I think this is gonna because even last night we were talking about it watching the game on stream. A few of us had Jets, and it was almost like watching the little engine that could a little bit. Like even Marty said he bet on the Chiefs, and you
That
almost
might be more disrespectful than calling him garbage.
I didn't mean it. I should have prefaced it.
Well, no, I mean that's been the theme of the
Do
Jets.
it, buddy.
That was the same thing with
Kinda,
the
it
Bills.
was like that a little bit.
That's what
but
it
then,
was with
but
the
then he
Bills
started to
game.
turn
They
it
were the little
on.
engine that could. I'm like, don't let them stick around. They're sticking around here. It's like,
I didn't mean that to be like disrespectful to him. Generally, there was some of that energy, and then like you just felt even like you said you're on the Chiefs. You're like kind of rooting for him.
Yeah, at one point I was.
Especially things started so bad too that you probably in the beginning weren't thinking they were going to make it a game, and all of a sudden they tie it, and you're like, holy shit.
yeah, it should have been.
And honestly, the run he had that 2-point conversion too.
Yeah, I
It's
think
more-
Gutsy. I mean,
Chris Jones also was very good for him. He's also the nicest guy if you listen to some interviews with him. But to keep it sounded personal because I still think Zach Wilson's dog shit. I will say that. But when you after that game, you should be hyping him up a little bit instead of being like, "Come on, he's garbage." She's what are you talking about?
someone was woke on this. Apparently, he was the one who was saying how bad he
was.
looked in the 7-on-7s. So
Before the
maybe he felt a little that Wilson playing well almost made him look like an asshole for saying that.
Yeah.
That he couldn't make a throw against air basically, and then all of a sudden he's playing well in live action.
But that works if it's like local media. If it's Joe Beningo going in and he's a fan and you have that reputation of, all right, I'm the fan, I'm going to go nuts and I'm going to, no matter what anybody says, no, he stinks, you take the callers. Like, you're on national media and a national panel. Like, Rodney Harrison, you're right. It did feel personal. It's also
Also, interview
kind of
another
unprofessional. I mean,
player.
kind of unprofessional as well. Too. If I was the other guy too, I'd be like, you keep making it about Zach Wilson. Like, you want to
Yeah.
talk about me? You know what I mean? Like,
I wonder what his background was. Must have been full of just complete dicks. Whatever team he played on.
oh yeah, there you go. I was waiting a second for that one. It makes sense. But yeah, I mean, it's, take a lot out of that. I think the Chiefs are obviously in a good position. We knew what they were going to be.
But now that's what I wanted to talk about. What does that game say about the Chiefs? Mahomes played the worst game I've ever seen him play, ever. And I'm not saying they still won. They honestly probably shouldn't have won, but they started off well. But does that show anything to the Chiefs there, or is it just win and forget about that one?
They're beatable for sure. I mean the
Their
Lions.
offense has not looked good this year. Has not. Besides the Bears, that doesn't count.
Those interceptions to Mahomes throw were not
They were horrible.
Or Mahomes.
Bad. Really bad.
You never see him throw
really,
like
really
that.
bad.
Well,
It looked like he was
It was like Wilson and him switched jerseys for a couple of
The
throws.
missed interception from C.J. Mosley, where
That
he was
That was the worst one.
that's what they do together. In past was all right, we're on the same page. We're doing the exact same thing, and then to have that, you're not on the same page.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, it was a little.
So next week the Chiefs go to Minnesota and play the Vikings.
Yeah, that's. I don't know. My Vikings with a great.
Chiefs are
win.
favored by 5.5, by the way.
I counted both of those as wins yesterday. Bears are up $1 million. Panthers are pesky. I'm like, there we go. I'm in a good spot. Unbelievable. Those two.
I told you they would be the worst possible games to gamble on and watch.
The
But,
Vikings,
but for
you.
a long
Vikings
period of
almost
time, it
killed
was the right side. There were stinkers, but they were the right side.
that's
for
the
the most.
witching hour in itself.
Exactly.
You're
Yeah.
winning
It's
all
the Bears pushing was crazy, but
Vikings actually.
luckily it didn't go 0-2.
unless you had 3.5.
Yeah, it did end. At
Oh
3.
yeah, you got it late. All right, good for you.
The
That's
Vikings
the
game's actually almost killed me. It literally, I put my most money on that game, and it was a lot, and I was screaming at that TV. That first drive, they were fucking flying, and then a 100-yard interception, a pick six.
I thought Cousins.
Oh, I live bet him with the pick 'em right after
Oh,
that.
I bet them twice.
Right after that.
Yeah,
The Vikings, they've had so many turnovers in the red zone this year.
insane.
They just shoot themselves in the foot constantly. They have these great drives. They just can't put it together.
You got to mention the refs, the Jets game.
Yeah, so that holding was bad.
It's one of the worst calls in a while. Situationally.
There were a number of bad calls. I'm obviously a Jets fan, but there was also a bad horse collar call that was not a horse collar.
Yeah.
It was against the Chiefs.
It was against. Yeah,
I'm just saying it was a badly called game.
But that holding call for the situation.
I agree.
22, 4 minutes left. It
You're saying
being
the
that
you're saying the
egregious.
non-holding.
No,
the
he's
one that
talking-
didn't get.
No,
called.
the-
Non-holding.
is that holding? Was that completely holding from the lineman?
So I'm torn.
Because you're an offensive lineman, that's where we should probably be asking you.
Those-
I feel like when it's
His
inside,
hands are inside.
They don't-
You can
they
see
don't
the
call
jersey.
that.
You can see the jersey being
they don't
tugged,
call
though.
that when it's inside, right?
Yeah, but it was so egregious when at first when it started. I don't think it was. When it got to the point where they had turned around and Mahomes had gotten past them, and Jermaine is trying to get away from the offensive lineman backwards, and he still can't get away from him. At that point, you got to throw the flag.
Yeah,
Isn't every play
exactly what I was going to ask. Is every
Holding.
play holding? Yeah,
isn't
You're getting in on a guy,
both are
right?
holding each other
Yeah.
and not get away. Because if you're
can
just
call
going
it-
like this, you're gonna get past them every time.
But when a play lasts 10 seconds like
Yeah,
it
yeah,
did
that's
last
what
night and you're
happened.
still doing that, and like when Nick said, you're trying to get away from the guy.
When the ball carrier's already gone past and the guy's turned around trying to get away from in the opposite direction of the offensive lineman and he can't move, the common sense tells you, well, he's being held.
Yeah, and usually the holding happens when the quarterback scrambles.
Yeah, because then that's when you see, because
Catch him out in space.
you don't know that the quarterback's scrambling and the defensive guy sees him, he goes the other way, you got your hands inside, but then he goes and now all of a sudden you can see that jersey pull, you can see the arm holding, and that's where it gets called.
Nick,
So yes.
is that why I saw Julian Edelman talk about this? Will you wear the same color of the jerseys on your gloves? Like Chiefs linemen were wearing white gloves last night to try to get away with holding?
No, I don't think so. I don't think they changed the colors of the gloves that much. I didn't wear gloves, so I was screwed either way.
Man, football.
I think you look like a pussy as a lineman wearing gloves. I think you do. I want you that's like if a lineman wears long sleeves when it's cold. I'm like that guy. He's not.
No, I
You
disagree
can't
with
wear long
that.
sleeves.
No, that's not. Do they call?
You guys are psychos not wearing.
No, I think you're a pussy. That's
So cold.
Baseball did the same thing. It's like you should not be wearing.
It's the dumbest thing we do.
Yeah, it's
Like,
so
you
stupid.
You should see practice compared to a game. Like practice, I'll have a full sweatshirt, like hoodie. Be like, I've got a muff thing to keep my hands warm, like sweatpants. I'll just try to stay as warm as possible. Game, Hey, listen, you got to be tough.
You do.
You do.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, getting
It's
fucking
right.
frostbitten and
Yeah.
when you go to Green Bay. You guys are idiots.
Yeah, it's like Chicago in December. It's like,
fucking
oh, I'm going and then like you go out pregame, no pads, no shirt.
What the
Oh,
fuck?
I didn't do that.
Some people do, and then
Some people do. The people that can do that, they look good.
Yeah.
Edelman's take.
Not so much.
I saw that video, and I don't doubt it that they changed the gloves. But Edelman, having played football his whole life and thinking that was like somebody reinventing the wheel, I was like, no way. My dad showed me that when I was 8 years old. Wear black gloves. We're playing the Falcons. Like,
That's true.
like the fact that he was like, yeah, Bill's like really cutting edge. It's like, Jules, come on, bro. Like, I've met him, nice guy, but like, come on, Jules.
Do you
Everybody
think?
does that.
Why are you calling him Jules like you know him?
'Cause that's how they call him. That's what they call
Yeah,
him.
but like Jules, you know him if you.
Yeah,
He's Julian Edelman to you.
Yeah, he's Julian.
Mr.
Full
Edelman.
name.
You said Jules 4 times.
That's-
It was almost.
Call him Jules like
Well, he
like,
does-
You know, calls him Jules Brady.
I've watched all the clips. He's big on the nicknames too. He
Yeah, well, Jules is.
enough.
Bosco, how many pairs of gloves did you have for your
It was.
youth
It
league?
only. That's the thing. We only did it really when it worked. Like, instead of white, I went to black that week. We weren't going out buying them every week. But like in the NFL, you could do whatever you want. So the fact that he hasn't seen that,
I don't know. Like I think it would stand out exceptionally. Like if you're Green Bay and you're playing Minnesota and you're wearing purple gloves, be like, all right, like, come on.
Yeah, that's a bit.
Yeah, but do they notice it? Yeah, I mean, it's worth a shot.
You would notice that.
The real question, Nick, is I was a little upset you weren't in the suite with Taylor Swift. Were you? Was it? Were you near her?
I was on the same level,
Okay.
I guess. Does that count?
Was it on the same side of the field?
Same side of the field, same
Okay.
level. I think we were,
In the same state.
I don't know, 5 boxes down from her.
Oh, and you didn't try and be like, was it crazy about like security over there and stuff?
Yeah, so it was. So we were leaving, right? And the elevator. I had my son with me, and it was a personal day, so it was nice. Like we just got to enjoy the game. We were leaving. The elevators, I guess, were broken down, so they're funneling people to the stairwell. And the security guard that was with me was like, "We're not going to the stairwell. We're going to Woody's elevator in his box." So the owners' boxes at MetLife Stadium, they have their own entrance, and it's the Johnson side and the Mara side. And so as we were coming up to them, they had 2 state troopers parked outside of the owner's box, which never is there.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are they doing there? Like, I guess Taylor Swift was in Mara's box, which is nice. Like, you get the Giants owners to let you use their box for the game.
Shout out to Giants.
Yeah,
Yep,
Good people.
nice people.
Nice people.
Think she'll come back.
Yeah. Ooh, is she gonna be back tonight?
A real fan would, but
We'll see. I mean, she got a box out of the deal for
Sure.
one game. She should come back for the next one, right?
out of respect.
Out of respect. Yeah, it's a respect thing.
It's Monday night. She's probably got an all-you-can-drink special somewhere in the city or something.
I guess they had a lot of people trying to get into the box. They had to bring up the state troopers.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably like some people were definitely trying to like just mosey their way in because they're already in the box. They wouldn't think because there was a lot of disrespect last night. Ryan Reynolds deserves a nameplate.
How about Doug Flutie being there?
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Flutie
Hugh
was
Jackman's
great.
bigger than
Oh,
both
he's
of them.
No, Hugh Jackman makes sense. Doug Flutie, it was like, oh, he's rolling with this crew? That was.
He was there.
Doug.
Oh yeah.
Am I crazy?
I didn't see any Doug.
Look, yeah, it was
but
Doug
He
Flutie.
might have.
It was Doug Flutie. All right, so when I saw Dave's tweet, I go, all right, that it looked so close to Doug Flutie, but now that I'm maybe it was just some random guy. He was there, right?
I'm not questioning you. I'm saying I didn't see like anyone talking about it.
I didn't see that either. I would have.
Being in that box arguably would be better for the boys because you just know that Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman were just hamming it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
crazy
you
part,
can watch a football game with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman and not have to worry about anything because all the attention.
Here's what I don't understand: the Swifties, and I guess the phenomenon passed me by. I never really got into it, and so I don't understand it. But the 9/11 game, Monday night. Justin Timberlake was at that game. Unless you were there, you didn't know he was there.
Last night.
No, the Monday night, the 9/11.
The first game.
game.
Aaron Rodgers.
The Bills.
Yeah, there's
Justin Timberlake. I got my
there's
picture.
no denying the
Justin
NFL is
Timberlake.
there's no
This is
denying the
amazing.
greedy fucks at the NFL are trying to capitalize on any Taylor Swift mojo possible.
Like that's that's Justin Timberlake.
Did you guys see the NFL?
Timberlake's
Instagram?
no Taylor Swift at this stage.
The NFL Instagram
Blows my mind.
Yeah, he just isn't.
In the bio of the NFL Instagram is Chiefs are 2-0 as Swifties. That's the bio of the
It's fucked up.
NFL
And
Instagram.
Oh.
That's crazy.
the-
That's too much.
You
That's
wake.
that.
Okay, imagine.
all too much.
Imagine being
It's
imagine being a Falcons fan and living in LA or something, buying an NFL Sunday ticket, getting up 5 a.m. to watch your team play, and you cannot watch anything but the bullshit fucking Toy Story version because you paid for NFL Sunday ticket. It's not on TV, and you have to pay $100 for ESPN Plus.
Is this you?
No, this wasn't me. I
You
tried.
in L.A. Sunday?
No. I put on the Toy Story version. My 2-year-old wanted nothing to do with it. I'm watching. I'm like, okay, whatever. I tried to go over the real version, couldn't do it.
What, you don't have ESPN Plus?
I don't have ESPN Plus, and like,
She said.
Yo, relax, dude. Jesus.
It is kind of.
I live.
I did
Don't you
not
have
expect that to be.
I live in my market, so I can watch my own team's games. I don't care about any other team's
But
games.
don't
But
you
if
have-
I lived at a market and was a Falcons fan or
Well, you-
the
yeah,
12
so
Jaguars
You don't have the
I'd be
Disney with
fucking
the little kids.
furious.
You don't have the Disney yet.
No, I do, and I do have the Toy Story. That's
You
where
can
we're
bundle
watching.
it.
But
You
You
can
can bundle
it.
the ESPN Plus is Disney.
talk to me about bundling.
You can bundle it. That's
Well,
the
it makes
easiest
sense.
way.
Under my
Listen,
balls.
you're not.
All right.
You can bundle. It's Disney, ESPN Plus, and
No,
Hulu.
I don't want to do that. I just want to be able to watch a fucking football game without watching.
you not bundling?
Just
Andy
being a
Floss
smart
coming
consumer,
along.
Smitty. You gotta be a smart
Smart, because
consumer.
I bet the NFL stops being greedy fucks and make you go 3 different ways, but spending $300 separate dollars to watch one fucking football game.
Better value.
Smitty made all that about the poor Falcons fans that woke up at 5 a.m. and it was all about him.
It was
It
all about
that
him.
you
was
don't-
all about his morning going, motherfucker, not on me.
Because ESPN,
It's ludicrous. How much money do you need?
ESPN Plus is for like diehards. Like if Ev told me he didn't have ESPN Plus, I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
I have.
I mean, you,
you're-
College
like, it's
basketball,
college basketball,
College
college
basketball,
football.
college
heavy.
football.
If you don't have it, it makes sense.
Also,
but
if you're a
if you're
UFC
paying
guy,
for
you need
Hulu and Disney
Oh,
Plus,
you're not a
you might
diehard.
as well bundle it.
Did you catch that?
Button on my ball sack.
Well, college, if you're diehard college football, basketball needed.
But if you're already playing for Disney,
UFC,
you're already
Also,
paying
you
for
need
Disney
it for
Plus.
you need it in August for the Little League regionals. It's a must-have.
There.
Scouting,
Obviously.
must-have.
And that was, Smitty, that was awesome. You blaming it on the Falcons.
You don't know
fans
the type
was
of
awesome.
morning I had yesterday.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I knew it was about you.
Cougs, what'd you have?
So this is who Taylor Swift is rolling with. It's Sean Levy.
It's not Doug Flutie. All right, so hand up.
Yeah, not Doug Flutie.
I got tricked by Dave's tweet.
Yeah,
Because
I think
now
Dave-
pull up Doug Flutie. I mean, he's younger.
All right, I'm
even-
gonna put the
I mean, they
internet
just
down.
have similar like hair, face.
It looks.
I can see it in the eyes.
I mean, it looks like Doug Flutie, 25 years ago.
Yeah, that's
that's
exact.
say
It looks like a
Flutie.
young Doug.
Doug
Flutie
Flutie's
when
not
you see it.
immortal.
Their face shape is.
Some of those celebs are immortal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Tom
He's on a
Cruise still
Wheaties
looks
box.
like the same.
That's true, I guess. I don't know if Doug Flutie's the same.
You talk about sneaking, Marty. You said it too. How many people like trying to sneak into Taylor Swift's box? What I want an invoice or a look into all the criminals working on the Jets ticket staff and stuff that were like, ooh, I got business in there and fucking sneaking in to take their pictures.
Hey, you know, no one's talking about it, but Donna Kelsey's a clout chaser.
I will never talk bad about Donna Kelsey. She is a wonderful woman. She birthed Jason Kelsey. She 2 NFL Hall of Famers. She's perfect.
I mean, come on, bro.
She's a clout chaser. Wearing
I
new lights.
could see how people might see it as a lot.
Jake from State Farm.
That's a
I
What
could
was
see-
that?
I could see how some people might see
missed
it as
it.
a
Are they
lot.
good friends?
Donna was at the
I
Eagles
don't know
game,
what that was about.
and I'm not making fun of her for
Where
going
is
to
the
the
dad?
Eagles.
Where is the Kelsey dad?
Eagles game, and then she went to Sunday.
Are they?
Oh yeah. Did you watch the documentary?
No.
Apparently not.
Yeah.
So she was at the Eagles
Forever.
game
Where,
at
it's
1
dad
o'clock.
football. Where's
Maybe he doesn't want to be
But
put in front of the
he doesn't
cameras.
wanna be on
We'll
the-
talk about that later.
Yeah, don't worry. No, I'm not speaking at all. It's
Why?
fine. Not at all.
Sorry, Marty.
No, it's good, guys.
It is a good point, though. I mean, even though they're separated, it's still a father.
We should
I
just
agree.
do Talk Over Tuesdays, the whole show. Be a good show.
I started that 3 times.
Go ahead.
I don't even care.
Yeah, now I don't care anymore. Like, I'm past that.
Sorry, the dad drives me nuts. Like,
Who
where is
cares if the dad's not there?
So Joe Burrow stinks now.
Oh yeah, I got that on the
Wait a
list.
second. One more thing I have to bring up. Is Jake from State Farm is that who he is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's him. I don't know his name.
That's a good gig, though.
It's a
Great
good
gig.
gig, but like you just live your entire life.
It's like the progressive, like Flo, the lady
Yeah,
from
Flo.
Progressive.
I
Same
mean,
thing.
Flo is Flo.
It's like
Yeah.
Doug's.
You just
It's like Doug's.
they make a shitload of money.
Dude, like, but what is he? Like, what's she doing sitting with him?
They're good friends.
Why not?
Of course not, because she's
She's a clout
she's
chaser.
a sellout.
New Heights, wearing the New Heights hat
Wild.
with Jake from State. Let's just sit. With the
It's
family section.
ridiculous.
It's a family.
She's not sitting in the family. I assume that was a box. Jason's got to have his mom.
Was
in
a
the
Yeah,
box.
Jason's inviting Jake from State Farm.
If he's local, he does a lot of work with Travis.
I mean, he also.
That's what I mean. That Jake from State Farm could have just like poofed out of some corporate midair like catastrophe and just exists now.
He's also wearing the hoodie. I mean,
Yeah.
it's fucking dumb. Well, this
Like
is-
he might be AI.
I'm saying that
I
she has a little bit of piece of State Farm, and that was a publicity right there.
Yeah, it makes
Listen,
sense.
you don't think that people came through the Mangled box that it was like, hey, you want to come to the game? Like, come on, sit with the family.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't think that didn't happen?
I love it. Yeah, I got that. I actually had that third on the list. Bengals, are they in full panic mode? 1-3 now, lose 27-3 to the Titans. Granted, on the road, but this might be a tough spot here for
And
the Bengals.
I'm sick of hearing about if Joe Burrow's hurt or not. Then don't play. I understand you're trying to go for your team, but if you're playing this bad and you're blaming on injuries, stop playing because there's no more. You can't have that excuse. I think when it's been 4 games now. Do you guys agree or disagree?
No,
I agree with that.
I think if you're playing hurt and you're able to do your job, then it's commendable.
Yes.
If you're playing hurt and you can't do your job, then you're just hurting your team.
Especially at quarterback.
Especially quarterback.
What if you hurt is clearly better than the backup can do healthy?
I think it's showing that it's not, though.
Well,
It's showing that their backup doesn't have a
It's
chance.
showing that they don't trust their backup at all.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you play the backup next week? They go to Arizona, play the Cardinals.
See, it's hard to tell that because you don't know what.
Give
Joe
Burrow a
Burrow's
full week of rest?
actually- but you don't know.
Well, it's a weird spot though.
Oh, a week of rest?
You're risking potentially going 1-4. So to Ev's point, like if,
I think you gotta keep
Burrow's
him.
good, he's still better than
Yeah, you have
whoever.
to keep him in
Who the fuck's
too,
their
but-
backup?
Jake Browning.
Yeah, they're still better. He's still better. Than
You
him.
know, it's
gotta-
cra-
you
you
gotta
know it's
play.
crazy. If Andy Dalton was the backup, they'd be in an okay spot right
You
now.
know who they should sign AJ back.
Karen?
We're looking at
I
it.
thought he got a raw deal, man. He was good. in college.
he was fine sometimes in the NFL.
Maybe Carson Wentz? Could they bring Carson Wentz in a couple of games?
I don't know. That's the.
He's fucking around. No, that's true though. But like I get. At some point, you just have to stop saying, "Well, Joe Burrow's fine. It's just because he's injured." Well, then figure it out.
They got to figure out fast.
It
So what are
is
they,
off
one
the
and 3 now? Like they're
March
running.
AFC's heavy. They got to figure
Yeah.
it
Now
out.
Chase is going out there being like, "I'm open all the time." Things are not good.
They lose next week to the Cardinals, which is that's a big if. But if they did,
Cardinals are good.
Cardinals are pesky.
Cardinals, you know who they are? We have to start this again.
They're not
Not that bad?
Yeah, they are. They're not that.
They're
bad.
not that bad.
Bengals only 3.5-point favorites. But if they do lose that game, is the season over for them? They're 1-4.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in big trouble.
If they lose
They're fucked at that point, right?
1-3, you can
trouble.
still
Yeah, no, they're
kind of
dead.
salvage. Not really.
They have to win that
This is a
game.
must-win game for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it is an NFC game, so that's plays into it a little bit. Like if it was an AFC game, I could see like fully dead.
Yeah.
I think they're bloodied by the side of the road, and they're hoping for an ambulance.
You got to start packing up the wins though when you can.
Have to.
You got
I have a healthy debate. I think the Bengals season's already over. I think Joe Burrow's too injured.
Well, if they win next week, they're 2-3, and if Burrows gets better, then I wouldn't. I'm not ready to
I don't think it's
call the morgue yet on them.
They need like a timely bye week. At least
There's a lot of people in that mix though in the AFC. So
I just think that they made the Titans look like they were one of the best teams in the NFL, and the Titans offense could barely get going against any team, and they were fucking moving against them. It was complete domination.
It's not just
It wasn't
Burrow.
even- No, it's not just Burrow
they
either,
do.
but
Their bye is in 2 weeks.
that helps.
So they play at the Cardinals, then Seahawks in Cincinnati, and then they have a bye before.
all right. So if you can get back to
If they could potentially
3
get
and
to 3 and
3.
3 before the bye, the season's
Yeah, I'm not ready to say they're dead yet.
Which is a good chance.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the Cardinals.
So
It's not crazy.
it's not awful to get back to 3-3.
tough schedule, but after that, but still,
Yeah.
Ooh, what time is the Seahawks game?
it is 1:00.
That's
1:00 in Cincy. That's good for them.
West Coast teams coming to the East Coast on 1 p.m. games. It's that holds true.
Yeah.
That's a good. Is it really like so? When you guys played the 49ers or something,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like it's usually at 4:00, but still, does it fuck with you a little bit?
It's nice going. It's the same with how we travel. Like when you go to the West Coast, right? You get in, and you're like, you know what? We got a little time. I have a little extra. I can sleep in a little bit, and it's still early. That's the same thing for the players. When you come to the East Coast from the West Coast, and you're like, oh man, it should be 1:00, but really it feels to me like it's
10 a.m.
9 a.m. You're like, or 10 a.m.
Yeah.
This sucks. Like,
When do most teams fly in? Do they change the dates for?
I don't know about West Coast teams flying to the East Coast. East Coast teams usually go out 2 days ahead.
Friday instead of Saturday.
Right.
But most of the time, like to Indianapolis, you were going Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon.
Saturday afternoon.
That's crazy.
Don't they
It
try
is
to keep-
crazy to me. Yeah.
Don't they try to keep the body clock the same? Like if they go West Coast to East Coast,
So every
they wake
team's-
up at 3 a.m.
Every team's different in how they do it. Like especially with the London trips, the teams try to figure out like, do we stay on our East Coast time? Do we try to switch and everything? So it just depends on the team and it depends on the player. Like I knew myself, like if I'm going, when I played in London, we took the red eye Thursday night and got in Friday morning, and I stayed up. Like I did not. A lot of guys would go and like straight to sleep. I just stayed up and went to bed at like 8:00 Friday night, and I'd wake up and I was, on time.
Is it honestly fair that the Jaguars are they're just gonna be chilling in London now and being used to it for 2 weeks?
I was wondering about that for this. For
Wait,
this
are they
next
doing
game.
that
Who
again? They're doing the back-to-back?
Who they playing this?
Really?
The Bills.
They did it last
Bills are
year
going-
too, I think.
That's kind of
They didn't do it last year. This is the first year that they've stayed, which I think is
I could have sworn it was last.
That's
Maybe
a
it was
huge
this
advantage.
this off season. I wrote a blog about it. I could have sworn it was last week.
How much of an advantage do you think it is? Just not even that they're staying; it's that they've done it so many times.
Oh,
Yeah.
unbelievable!
that's
Especially
why
against a
helps.
young team
that's
like
why I bet
Atlanta.
them.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
They played well
Lock of
there
the week
too.
for the week
They
for
definitely
a
had some
reason.
success there. For sure.
They feel comfortable there.
It doesn't seem fair that they can stay there all week, right?
It does.
I mean, but I think it'd be not fair to make them
Well, no.
fly home.
No, I know,
it
but like,
should be like
don't have it back-to-back weeks then. You know what I mean?
Like 9 or something.
But I mean, I think this is also the
you want-
the toe in the water for a London franchise.
Yeah.
Also, you want to know? I think I'll get some pushback too. They're also giving up real home games.
Right.
Right.
So like in their defense, I think that's like a healthy trade off. You're giving up real home games, but we'll let you stay out there. And
Do you think the Jaguars would go to London? Like, do you think that ever actually happened?
no,
I don't.
I think you more likely to see an expansion team do it.
I don't know if the Jacksonville Jaguars actually do it, but I think there will be a team in London.
Yeah.
I had a
That's gonna be a
thought.
disaster.
It was this year. I wrote.
Or,
I think you could do it the baseball style, like home and away. You have to have a home base here in the States, but you could do 2 games at home, 2 games in the States, 2 games at home, back and forth instead of doing travel every week.
yeah.
I'm in Toronto. The Queen oversees Canada still.
Didn't the Rays want
And
to do
it's
that?
the king.
The Rays tried to
I
do it
don't
with
think she
Montreal,
does.
but they were going to spread it up so like they would have the spring and fall be in Tampa and the summer be in Montreal.
It would be so funny if
You got voted down
the
immediately.
London franchise paired up with Jacksonville, Florida, and that's who they shared a team with.
Well, that's what they did a whole thing about Jacksonville, like doing a new stadium in Jacksonville, and there was like 6% of the population wanted it in Jacksonville. Like it was like no, they're like no, we don't want to pay for the Jaguars stadium, which I also fair.
Yeah, it is fair, of course.
I think it would be possible, but I think especially for the younger players, it would be an amazing opportunity
Oh, 100%.
to live in London and be able to play in the
love
NFL.
London.
It's great. It's a
best.
foreign city, but they speak English.
Yes, it's just here, but way cleaner and way more nice.
What would the name be? London Pike Holders?
the Lods,
Lads? The Blokes?
London
London
Lods.
lads would be
The
unbelievable.
Monarchs.
That's
That's pretty sick.
predictable.
Bridges. Chat said, I thought it was interesting. The best home field advantage in the NFL is Jacksonville, or the Jaguars playing in London. Going back
Makes
to
sense.
home
I agree with that.
I think they're like 6-1 there or something like that over the time. Something like that I saw before this game. So maybe now 7-1 or something like that.
That does bring up my jersey take though,
Yes,
because in London,
that's fair game.
like, it is a lot of fun. Jersey picking. There's all 32 teams at NFL games in London. Like it's amazing, and they're random. Like I sat up there.
Ooh, see if you can pull up next tweet.
I sat in the booth there doing some media thing, and we were just looking down, picking out people, and you'd see like Mike Allstott jerseys, and
That's
like,
great.
just random. But you have all 32 teams. However, here I think it is absurd
It's the worst.
to wear a jersey of a player who's not playing in the game of another team of the 2 teams that are not playing in the game. I will give you an exception, like if your player gets, so like Brady gets traded to the Bucks or goes to the Bucks, and you're still wearing a Tom Brady, you're just a Brady fan. I could kind of understand a Patriots Brady jersey at a Bucks game against New Orleans. Kind of get that. This one, however, there is a Baltimore Ravens fan of Lamar Jackson who did not play for Kansas City nor the New York Jets at the Jets game last night.
That makes no sense.
I just love football.
Just irrelevant.
He could be related.
I've
What?
had this take. I've had
Lamar?
this take. Nick,
You don't know.
These,
Why? Then he should have been in Baltimore.
We're going on a limb that he's not related.
no, these types of fans are the
By
worst.
marriage.
Yeah, man.
Fact.
These fans are the worst where they go to a football game, like their friend brings them along. They're like, I can't even root for both teams. I need them to know that I'm a Ravens fan. I bleed purple.
I
They are the worst.
I don't understand the psyche. I went to a game
Losers.
last year, and it was the Jets versus somebody, maybe the Patriots, and there was a guy wearing a Kansas City Kelsey jersey.
Stupid.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
I actually
can't-
got chirped once because I got this big purple Bucks jacket. I just love the jacket. I don't care about the Bucks, but I wore it to a Knicks game once, and they both weren't.
Yeah, that was
wearing it.
bad.
And
It's not good.
It wasn't good, but I didn't realize. I'm not a Bucks fan, but these guys are like Duke said, like I can't root for any. Like everyone needs to know, like I'm a Ravens fan. Like who cares, dude?
But then the other side of it, Stephen Che, our favorite Bucks fan, claims that it's A-OK and that he's done it.
Of course he has.
Of course he has.
He's
so-
an idiot for that.
But I don't understand. Like I wish
You have
there
to
was somebody.
be. You have to be like a Stephen Che. So would you make that sacrifice?
To be a complete whack job, yeah.
It makes
Because
no
I've
sense.
done it for business purposes. Like last year for shooting the college ball videos, I went to a Michigan State game. I was wearing an Eddie George jersey.
Yeah, that's different.
In the game,
Everyone hated me.
You're doing it for.
I was doing it for obviously I'm,
Content.
I don't know how I was.
for a bit.
I had to shoot a video like at the big house, and obviously I'm not gonna like. Usually when I go, I try to ingrain myself with like the fan, but obviously I'm not gonna do that in Michigan.
No.
Were you doing it in the stadium watching a game?
I was watching a Michigan State game, just in the stadium, like good seats, wearing an Ohio State Eddie George jersey.
But you're also filming it and getting.
Yeah,
the
correct.
Also,
That's
that
it for
makes-
business purposes.
but
This guy,
also-
this
also
guy
a
was just
rivalry.
sitting there.
That's a rivalry. The Ravens have nothing
It makes
to do
no.
with the
It's so irrelevant. You're just
Nothing.
an idiot.
Did you see that? Just so we can make this about the Kelsey family one more time, because that's what we love to do. Did you guys see like Jason Kelsey's wife won't wear a Travis Kelsey jersey at Chiefs games?
I kind of
appreciate
It's her brother-in-law.
I actually like that.
Like she's such a diehard Eagles fan. She's like, even if Jason got traded to another team, I would only wear his Eagles jersey.
She's the MVP of that family. I'm on a hard.
That I don't know about that. She wouldn't wear a Jason.
That's what she said during the documentary.
In the doc, she was very.
Did I get that right?
Because he's been an Eagle his whole life. She's been
Right.
there like
No. That's not where it comes from. She's a hardcore Philadelphia Eagles fan.
She also
Before she
knows
met
that-
him.
Before
right?
she met him.
That's game respects game.
Yeah, but also
Yeah,
she also knows
true.
that he's never going to go anywhere else, so she could say that.
So she,
Are we gonna talk Mac Jones at
Yeah,
all?
whipping around the league.
Yeah, let's
It's a lot of games.
I got a lot of
Yeah.
games. The Bills pump the Dolphins.
I think we were all kind of on that.
Dolphins.
Not a pumping though.
I stayed
did not
away.
think
I
it
was scared.
gonna
I
be
was
Bills.
I
I
get it.
love that. That was my biggest bet of the weekend.
Bills are
Bills.
still looked at. Everyone's like still kind of down on Josh Allen from the week one for no reason, and
It's those standalone games when they stay in
stick in
people's
your head.
heads.
Yeah,
They
and
stick in
Josh
people's
Allen
heads.
is.
I was
playing-
licking my chops. I think a lot of people were at that.
played
line.
like the MVP that game.
And I said that I saw some stats from he for some reason the Jets just like the Jets have kind of just been Josh Allen's kryptonite.
And you know who's kryptonite?
Everyone else he plays against, he's been
Dolphins
incredible.
kryptonite is Josh Allen. Josh
Yeah.
Allen smokes the Dolphins always.
I expected more out of Tua than the offense. I just did.
Bills defense,
rebound.
Bills
They're
defense is
such a
good.
good
too.
team.
They'll be fine, but
No, I do think they have real I don't think they're like the best team like people are crowning them.
Well,
week 3 basically.
this was one I
They
wrote
I think they have real holes that were exploited.
in terms of Super Bowl contenders because we did crown and I still think they are obviously a Super Bowl contender.
Sure.
But who would you put in the hierarchy of the AFC, the Ravens or the Dolphins, in terms of a better team?
Probably the Dolphins, I guess. I don't know.
Still putting the Dolphins?
I don't know.
I
I think it's a good question. I don't think
Very
it's
good
a good question.
Ravens' defense is like obviously way better than theirs.
yeah, and the Ravens, I mean, it's psychological, but the Ravens played down to competition. They have for years, and that's why they lost at the Colts.
Lamar looks good though. Lamar looks good. I don't know. They're kind of like
That
the
Dolphins offense is really
The Dolphins and Ravens are honestly
Waddle and Hill.
the same exact team to me. Not like the way they play, but like the way their ability. If I was going to put them at odds, I think they're the same odds to win the Super Bowl.
Like this is something that bothers me. This is inside bar. Like watching Nicky Smokes like overreact to that Dolphins. Like you have a really good team. Relax. It's one game. Like that was a bit.
No one
Cost
actually
friendship.
acts-
Cost friendship.
I don't actually believe that anyone's that. You can be. When you're 3-0. Like I know.
Yeah.
Like you're fine.
As someone who's like
But I
1
think
and
it's-
3, it's like a little bit like it's.
But I think it's also more he went to the game, you get fucking shit pumped.
Oh, it's.
I get it.
in
That
Buffalo.
sucks. It's a tough
But you're-
loss, but like melting down like the world ended. Like,
I mean, he also I tweeted this. I mean, he also was doing some boozing.
Shit pumped or shit faced or both?
He was both.
Okay.
He got shit faced and they got shit pumped.
I just think that they're like, listen, everyone sitting here besides one person is having as a team that's like, they ain't that good. You have a good team. Let's relax.
It's all right. I mean, he's the second biggest Dolphin fan in the company, so
Also,
top two is good.
He said they won't win a game the rest of the season.
That's right.
That's crazy.
See, shit like
Now he's
that.
just
What
taking
are you
Frank's
doing
bits.
here?
No, Nick's.
I know.
Frank's.
Oh, Frank's there. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
Nick didn't say that.
And I'll defend Frank here.
Yeah.
What Tony Romo did yesterday was disgusting. He was grittying in the booth. Every time the Bills scored, he had to change his pants.
That was.
That's what Frank said. He said every time Tony Romo had to change his pants every time the Bills
I'm
scored.
just picturing Toro grittying.
That's what Phil had the video of him hitting the dummy with the bat. The Dolphins, he just saying Tony Romo, like Romo had anything to do with it.
Smitty.
Like Romo was out there like playing defense.
So I saw Frank grab the bat, and I was like, Frank, what are you doing with that bat? And I see him walking over to the dummy. I'm like, oh, this is going to be good.
It's Tony Romo.
Eagles.
Philly 34, Washington 31 overtime.
That win.
Couple things. Eagles. They're good. I'm not going after the Eagles. I know they're good. Haven't played anybody yet. That's a fact. They have not played a Super Bowl, really a contender, even close to a contender yet. Correct?
That's fair.
Fair.
Ooh.
Okay. Wow.
Oh,
I
so
like
it-
that.
it's-
No.
I'm trying. No, who they play week one?
Who's the fourth? It's Pats,
Play the
Patriots.
Pats, Vikings,
Vikings, Washington, and who's the
Washington.
fourth?
Bucks.
Oh, and the
and
Bucks.
Bucks.
Yeah.
Yes. No,
Bucks
that's
look good, by the way.
all right
Bucks
to
look
me.
Yeah, I'm gonna
playoff
eat shit on
contenders
that one.
possibly, but
gonna eat
Bucks
shit
are
on that.
not Super Bowl contenders.
Baker
Yes.
Mayfield will get to that.
correct with
But the Eagles, I think that I'm excited to see they don't have also a good team to play until like week 7.
But then they have like a gauntlet.
Yeah,
they're going-
They'll get it. They'll get it. I understand
They're
it.
going. They're going to the Rams this week.
To
Which
be
isn't going to be easy.
Rams are good.
Smitty, didn't this happen last year?
They went 8-0 last year.
No, didn't people criticize them not playing anybody?
I'm not criticizing.
Kind of, yeah.
them, no.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
myself
saying,
included. I
think
was
you
waiting
have-
for
They
them
had
to
like
see
they
somebody.
had one of the
For sure.
easiest schedules in the league last year.
I do think you have to acknowledge that they have, and also, Ron Rivera is the stupidest human being I've ever heard
the fact
what
that
he
he didn't go
said.
for 2.
Let me ask you a question, Nick.
Riverboat Ron for a reason.
Yeah, supposed to be.
Not
It's got
anymore.
all the momentum.
That name is toast.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. You're on the field for a long period of time, and you score a touchdown. There's no time left in the game. You have to go. Would you rather go 2 yards more, or go in overtime and have to do another drive when you're exhausted?
Potentially 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, I would always want
How
to.
stupid is that comment that he said that they didn't go for 2 because his guys were were so tired?
I think he just had no real good excuse.
No, but don't be like I thought it was a better. I trusted my guys in overtime. There's no reason.
When
to
you're on the road, you're clearly. I don't know if he wouldn't admit this on camera. They're the inferior team. I think everyone would agree on that. You have all the momentum in the world, and I give Sam Howell. I think is a pretty solid quarterback.
He's great.
I know they had a bad blip against Buffalo, a very good team. I think he's solid.
He had a great game again.
He played very well. I mean, that drive he was
Momentum
very
is
good.
overlooked there. Like you just drove down to score, right?
Couldn't stop them.
Yeah, they drove
couldn't
all the way down the field.
Your like if you're on that Washington team and like your chest is puffed out. You're like, yeah, we just did that. Now we're gonna finish the job.
Because
And your coach gives you that opportunity.
the Ron Rivera comments, I'm thinking the defense is more tired than the offense.
100%.
It's usually offenses. They're fired up right now. The defense is dejected. They're like, shit. We just let them go all the way down the field.
Yep, right.
We should have won this game easily. Now they're 2 yards away from winning this game, stealing it from us at home.
There's a reason like you're on your heels.
You don't do
Exactly.
that. You don't do that in 2023 playing in the NFL. You don't.
I just couldn't.
Or even college.
I thought it was like a no-brainer. He was going to go.
No-brainer.
I
It's
couldn't
just the
believe
old
no
thing
brainer.
too, though. The game's on the line. What would you rather do? Get a stop or have the ball in your hand?
I trust my guys to go make a play.
exactly.
Like
Make a play.
even without the momentum, but them having it makes it even that much more.
That play notwithstanding, Eagles didn't really deserve to win that game. They just didn't. And they're
played poorly.
they're 4-0 and they haven't put together a complete game yet.
Did they pull a Cowboys against the Cardinals?
Oh,
Not that
No,
bad.
because Washington came in last year and beat them. They came out flat 2 years in a row against them, but the Eagles could have controlled it. And they did for the most part in the second half. They could have really put it away. But you want to talk about clock management. They had an opportunity to basically just run down the clock to 0 and kick a field goal. They go deep to A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown does a stupid taunting penalty. He gives Washington field position. They drive down and score and probably should have won. Like, the coaching for the Eagles has been very, very subpar this year. They're 4-0.
Yeah,
Four
that's
and
what. Listen, for you're not going to apologize. Is in
That's an evil grade.
inside Barstool kind of thing.
baby.
Is Max the biggest bully we have? That was the meanest thing.
I would
think
kill
I've
him.
ever seen.
I would fight. Yeah, do you have? I
this
think.
clip?
I think PFT
All right.
can fight him.
You know how much shit they give Max on a daily
No,
basis?
you don't.
Fuck that.
no.
You get a win, little, small.
No, touch your head.
I didn't really.
If I touch your head, you
I
would
didn't get
fucking
why
lose your
he's
mind.
Little, I thought he was just going to do one.
Small.
Especially in that moment, you
Back to back, it's
just
insane.
lost. Like
All right.
that, I give PFT a lot of
let's
credit
let-
for
no,
reaching.
No, this is what we do.
Hold on.
No, if you touch,
Hold on.
you're touching.
Oh, give him the.
They give it
Try
Max.
to get the longer one.
Give him the volume. Give him the
Try to get the
volume.
longer one. Try to get the longer one. Try to get the longer one.
Swing little, you small. Swing little, you small.
So it's an Eagles fan and a Commanders fan.
I'm not in it. The yelling, fine. Pointing, fine. Once you touch my head, I'm out.
Swing little.
Yeah, isn't that what got Brandon Walker in trouble?
Well, it was a shove.
Brandon Walker started.
Touch.
The greatest.
There was a beverage thrown at the
The
end.
greatest
of that video.
degrading head tap in Barstool Sports history is when Gritty from the Flyers was in the office, just went up to Za and went pat, and his hand squeaked when he did it.
I think
Honestly, that's one thing. Don't ever do that.
Yeah, dude, Za said don't ever do that to a little
He
person.
said, don't ever touch the top of their head. Don't do that. And don't pick them up.
Absurd.
and don't think about it. No, I think I would agree watching that funny, but I think if you touch like you're making fun of little and then you give the little tap on the head, like then that's fighting words.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can yell at me all you want, say it, but you touch the head.
Especially the disrespectful touch. Like it wasn't like a mean like
Max is nuts.
okay,
Max is a fucking nutbag. So
He's
like,
also a second after the field goal was kicked too. Like he just lost. PFT just lost.
And he just won.
That's fine.
I know, which is
That's
fine.
fine.
Like
This is the touch. I'm not.
touches.
it's
That's
touch.
tough.
No, I think that's how it goes here.
I think
You win, you lose, you got to eat it.
No. You don't have to touch. I think that you
You
can
don't have to touch.
100% yell in my
but
face.
It was a lot funnier that he did.
Oh yeah, but if I touch your head, you wouldn't fucking lose your mind.
Some context.
I'd be mad, but
some
that'd
context.
be good.
Some context. Chad is saying PFT touched Max earlier in the show.
Okay, then.
Oh,
then it's
all right,
fair.
all right.
He did that.
Honestly,
It's
some people
fair.
would say it's more disrespectful when on the double doink when Eddie was blindfolded. Smitty kissed him on the cheek.
Oh, first of all,
That's funny.
First of all, I was blindfolded.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. You were blindfolded.
I was
That's
blindfolded.
Rowan
and then
told
we
you he
gave
missed it. I'm sorry, you're right.
We
Mixed
gave him the
around,
kiss
but-
of death to put
That's
him on the
funny.
ground.
that was one of the best things we did. That blind box thing.
Oh, it was great.
I could
We should do it again on a stream with you guys. Pick someone out of a hat.
I don't hate it.
Or like
If it's
worst,
not a
let's
like
do
a
a worst record from the weekend and
playoff game,
I
is
like that.
nightmarish. All right, so you just want me blindfolded every week. I
didn't-
It's going.
I wasn't even trying to throw a
Fair
shot
enough.
there.
I wasn't either, but it would
I
be
just
funny
got a
if you were
text. I got
blindfolded.
offered the 2 tickets to the game tonight. I might go. If I'm going to get blindfolded, I might as well fucking go. Bears blow it. We touched on that. This fucking franchise. 28-7. What a fucking disaster.
He played great for 3 quarters.
Yeah.
And then he was awful, like he does every time when the ball. You guys can't even say I'm wrong. When it gets tight and when the game's getting on the line, he freaks out. He fucks up. He fumbled, threw an interception. It's just he lost that game at the end. I know the defense could have stopped him, but he lost the game at the end. It was Justin Fields' loss.
Is CJ Stroud good?
Really good.
Wait, let's slow
No.
down.
He's really good.
CJ Stroud's really good.
He's really good.
But
So
what?
your little Ohio State
I mean,
bid,
we
it's
pile
over.
on Fields all the time.
Little Ohio State quarterback bid, it's over.
I didn't think it was enough. There's a lot of meat on that bone. What are we going to keep
Justin
pummeling
Fields is
Fields?
awful.
But
No, because he has
He
to
threw
say
for
something.
almost 400 yards.
I don't have to say anything.
Yeah, he played
Played
good.
well yesterday.
Played good enough to win.
I meant piling on the
See what they
Bears.
do-
The
see what
Bears.
You guys do. See what they do. It's like they can't hold.
Want to
anyone
pile on
accountable.
Fields?
Objectively, he played pretty well yesterday.
He's been piling on the guy for like 2 years. We get it.
You also have to be really careful who you pile on because these other teams are going to start taking notes. If we lay another stinker tonight, they're going to hammer us.
We don't lay us.
I'm just saying.
We'll beat the Seahawks. That's a guarantee.
Oh, all right.
I'm
Well,
so confident.
I'm on the Seahawks.
Show the
tonight, so-
Stroud.
All right.
Yeah, go back to Stroud. Stroud has been
He
unbelievable.
looks great.
That looks great. I also don't think the Texans ever lose if they wear those jerseys every game.
Yeah, the Reds look sharp.
fast.
The red helmets look
They're
sharp
fast
too.
in those uniforms.
He looks great, man.
But the other side, they suck.
Who?
Steelers.
Steelers are bad.
I mean, they
not
boat
good.
ra- they
Going in my gambling graveyard. Fuck the Steelers. I'm done with them.
boat race them.
I don't know. I like Pickett.
What's his injury deal?
He's
didn't
a
look
knee,
good.
not season ending, but he's out next week already, 100%.
Mitch?
Yeah, Mitch.
Mitch, I love Mitch. I hope he fucking lights it
Who
up.
do they got?
Mitch
Might.
Trubisky.
Oh, who do they got? Who they playing?
Oh, I don't know.
I want to say maybe the Ravens. I could be wrong on that. I might be wrong. I'm not sure.
It is indeed the Ravens. The Ravens are favored by 4.5 in Pittsburgh.
That's it? That seems like a rat. Ravens
But,
on
but honestly,
half.
I might take Pittsburgh there at home. We'll see.
Crazy.
Don't tell me that yet, but
Done with Pittsburgh.
I can't be thinking about taking.
Oh, by the way, fuck you. The Monster Moneyline Parlay hits. You guys suck shit. I won. Do a little dance, and I'll be bringing back the Monster Moneyline Parlay this week as
You don't
well.
get to. You don't get to.
Congrats on your minus 350.
Yeah, you don't get.
No, it's minus 160.
You don't get to celebrate. Yeah, what was it last? Hold on.
And
Hold
the
on.
Eagles showed a loss.
Hold
and
on.
ruined it for you.
What was it last week?
Minus 101.
this is negative units.
Yeah,
I am
negative.
I'm still
Negative .01.
All right, we'll see what happens. I'm just saying it did. You guys all rolled your eyes and made fun of me, and it did hit. I'm just gonna do a little dance.
Yeah, I fucking.
I'll do a bigger
I
dance next week if it wins.
smashed.
You're right.
I smashed this Sunday.
I was watching.
I haven't had in a while.
Yeah, well, I'm done with him. Negative units. I was watching this one late. I texted Kenjack. I go, your team fucking hurts me to watch.
They're a joke.
Chargers are the most puzzling fucking team.
They covered.
They just do. Yeah, they covered. But
Hey, it's a
they're in a
W.
game with the Raiders. Basically.
Rookie QB.
Shoulda-
Rookie QB, I know.
Raiders should have tied it. They got lucky on that interception.
Garoppolo wins that game for the
The
Raiders.
play calling,
I
the
know.
stupid mistakes, the penalties. Like Chargers are dumb.
I actually don't mind O'Connell. I liked him at Purdue.
They also push.
He fumbled 3 times.
I
Got him early in the week. I'm saying like when
I was
they-
pissed. I'd rate.
Oh yeah, I did. I
Garoppolo out
know.
there pushed.
Well, I did say on Friday though. I said he's you should grab it because he's one hit he's out or he could not play.
Yeah, but
It was talking.
Mine only moves like a point.
the Chargers.
I thought it would move a
were-
lot more. I was shocked it didn't move more.
They look
Yeah, I mean, you'd be surprised. O'Connell, he's talented. He can sling it.
beginning of that game. You're like the Chargers are fucking good. You're like
Yeah.
Herbert looks great, and then they just stop. They stop everything, and they just are. They're a team that is going to be very mediocre again this year. It's what they are.
I just think they need to get rid of this. I think Staley's just not.
No, he's
done.
not it. No, he's horrible.
Oof. Yeah, he stinks.
Rest of the
They
league.
have a bye this week, by the way. The Chargers.
Yeah, the early.
Crazy
one.
the bye week so early.
Too early. It's just silly.
Well, they got to spread it out. You don't want too many teams on buys.
Yeah,
But
it just screws them over.
what are you gonna do? Like start in week 8 and have 6 teams each week and cut us down on the games?
I
We could
don't know.
be greedy as fans.
Nick, did that ever bother you, like having this early buy or super late buy?
Early buy was the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
Like that was terrible. The only good thing you could the late buy works if you have like at this time Thursday night game, because Thursday night game you get like that mini bye week. You get the weekend off. But if early buy, you're still somewhat fresh, and then you're going through the season. If you have a late Thursday night game, like at that point you need the week. You don't need that weekend, so you get screwed there. Early buy.
Am I stupid? How late in your career were they going every week on Thursdays? It wasn't your whole career, right?
No. I think the last 3 years, 3
That's
or 4
it,
years.
right?
Yeah,
Was that received positively or negatively, like in the
negative.
locker room?
No one wants to play on
Yeah,
Thursday.
yeah.
The only Thursday you want to play on is Thanksgiving. That's
That's
Fire Thursday.
every couple of years, though.
Yeah, but I mean, like that was
Thanksgiving
before-
being a Thursday.
Don't even.
No, I think if it's on the 28th, it's on a Thursday.
Right. So then every 4.
So
Like
then-
elections.
Yeah, it's like the election.
Yeah, okay. All right, perfect. As long as we're on the same page.
Yeah, no, we're good.
You
Got
guys are the worst.
That's the old duo right there.
But like when you weren't guaranteed to play on Thursday night, that Thanksgiving game was awesome. Like I played in old Dallas. Was that 2006 or 2007? And it was Thursday. It was Thanksgiving night. May have not been a Thursday. I'm not certain.
Double check.
But I'll go back to the calendar. And it was like there's nothing else on. You know that everyone's fat and happy from Thanksgiving, and you're out playing football. Now we lost, so it sucked. But
Still.
then you get the weekend, and like now you're doing Thanksgiving on the Friday, which was awesome because then it's like you're now doing something that you're not supposed to do, which is really cool. And it was
That's how stupid guys are. Like that's like so. I understand what you mean. Like
Right.
everyone would done. Girls probably that's the stupidest thing, but
yeah, but
we're not supposed to have turkey today.
My grandmother would have, if people couldn't make it, she was like, it's okay. Everyone go where they're going to go. I'm having Thanksgiving on
Friday.
I like
and we
that.
show up and you just have a fucking another one. And you guess what you do? Football's on, basketball's on. You sit there like a fat shit on the couch and eat another fucking great meal. Like it's
Leftover
fucking
Thanksgiving
awesome.
is great.
No, it was
Oh.
a full blown
she did it again?
new Thanksgiving, not leftovers. New Thanksgiving. It was fucking. Why don't we do that?
The leftover Thanksgiving dinner
That's great at night.
is
10:30 at night.
unbelievable.
Oh,
Like,
30
you
at
have
night.
You have Thanksgiving dinner, and then usually you take Friday off because you got you're probably having pizza Friday night, but that Saturday night,
Oh, yeah.
you're doing Thanksgiving. It's all that college slate. You're
Yep.
getting in, and everyone's reheating their plate, and you're grabbing just the bangers. Like listen, the macaroni and cheese wasn't great this year, but the mashed potatoes on point. I'm loading up on the mashed potato. There's nothing better than that.
We do the snake draft for the food. You could pick one food for Thanksgiving. I took the leftover sandwich Thanksgiving night at like 10:30 at night when you do go in the first portion of the leftovers.
Here's one for you. All right, and this is a fat guy thing, all right, or big guy. If you're not with the F word, I'm with it. You have cinnamon rolls at some point over the weekend, right? And you have the ham because you got a honey baked ham on Thanksgiving with the turkey. You got to have it. So Saturday morning, Sunday morning, it's a honey baked ham. You cut the cinnamon roll in half. Honey baked ham, egg, American cheese, breakfast sandwich.
Yeah, that's the fattest thing ever, and I love it
Sounds
so
fantastic.
much.
It's so good.
It's like putting a cheeseburger on a fucking
Like a
Krispy
donut.
Kreme
Like a donut.
That's really good too.
Oh no shit! Of
Yeah.
course,
You
it
ever
is.
have a bacon,
You
egg,
eat
and
two in
cheese
your
on
life, you
Krispy Kreme?
die.
Just wrap it up pancake or a stick of butter.
I went to the Delaware State Fair, which is obviously
Sorry.
and
I've been there too. It's a great time.
it was something to do with the kids.
My grandma lived there.
Oh, where in Delaware?
She lived Dover area. She moved recently. I think a little more outside.
Nice. We're down south. We're by the beach. But we took the kids because, at some point you got to do something with the kids. So we took them there, and they had a bacon cheeseburger on a Krispy Kreme.
Oh,
and it was my heart kind of stopped for a minute.
sure.
And so I was a little worried, but then got past that. And
Just battle through.
yeah, you just battle through.
Unbelievable. Rest of the
Rico, can you apologize to me or what?
which pick?
I mean, I'm right about the Bucks.
Not yet.
They're
Oh,
Who have the Bucks played? Carr was injured. Carr was
You
injured.
said you were gonna be the worst
Played.
team in the
Carr was-
league. You can't do that. That's
I
not
took
fair.
a chance and said they
Carr
would be in
played.
contention for the number one.
But they're not.
Yes.
They're not. They're better than
Not
that.
even
Who have they
close.
beaten? Who have they beaten?
the Saints.
While Carr was banged up. Who
He
else?
played.
Vikings. Vikings was a legitimate
Vikings
win.
at Vikings.
It's a good win.
Not great. I think
they
the
beat the-
Vikings might
they
be a
beat the
dumpster
Bears.
fire. Bears stink.
So do the Eagles not that good because they haven't beat anybody? Seriously, that's
Well,
what
I mean,
they're
it's
doing.
worth noting. No, but the Bears are not good and still haven't beat anybody.
Nobody picked the
Bucks.
Nobody picked,
Sorry, the Bucks.
Rico. Nobody picked the Bucks to be 3-1 at this juncture.
No.
Nobody.
And Baker's playing great football.
I think it'll even out. What's their schedule coming up?
Dude, the South. The
I think
South.
they
is
have a
South
bye,
is
too.
trash.
South sucks. I know. That's what I'm worried about. The South sucks. That's why I like the Saints because I thought they get a home playoff.
I think the Bucks.
What
have a
about
bye.
next week? They have the Lions.
Oh, they have the Lions next week.
At
Lions are
home.
one of the better teams in the league on long rest.
So there you
They
go.
have some winnable games coming up.
No, they
them off.
they have Carolina's playing the
Falcons.
Lions next week.
What?
Carolina's playing the Lions.
Oh, 10-15. Sorry, I didn't say the bye. Yeah.
They have the
October
bye.
15th. They have a
Yeah.
bye next week.
yeah.
Yeah, they have the
So then
Lions.
where do they go after the Lions?
Falcons,
Pesky.
Bills,
Off. Loss.
Texans,
Off.
Titans.
Off. Where am I going here?
What do you mean? The They could beat the
Titans?
Texans and they could beat the Titans.
Maybe.
CJ Stroud's playing out of his tree.
So is Baker Mayfield.
No.
Baker Mayfield's playing great.
How hurt is Mike
Stroud's been
Evans?
better than Baker Mayfield this year.
Mike Evans, I don't know.
Who else?
That's a big deal.
Who else?
Colts.
You say Titans?
Titans just waxed the fucking.
Titans are not
Bengals.
bad.
Colts.
Colts aren't bad. Colts are very, very well coached.
Buccaneers are better than the
We
Colts.
talk about the Colts. That was, I mean,
What
Eagles
else?
game was obviously great. That was probably the
Panthers.
best game of the weekend.
In division, it's probably. Is
I'm
it a
done.
Thursday night? All right, Panthers is a win. What else? That's the one layover you had.
The Falcons, the
Pesky.
Packers, Jaguars, Saints, Panthers. That's a very winnable schedule.
I think anybody besides the Panthers and the Bears right now is going to be a tough game. For anybody.
So far, Marty's been right about the Bucks. I don't like to
Yes,
admit
he
that, but he has. I mean, he is. You got to give gotta give credit where it's due.
I put my feet in the sand on that one. So far, it's wrong. But I don't think they're a Super Bowl contender.
But you have made your bed with Che, who also wears his.
Well, no,
that's the other thing. Like,
let
who
me
you
tell you
rooting for?
something.
So
I have so many tweets from last year of Che telling me how bad Baker Mayfield is. So once he starts getting excited, believe me, I'm blasting those out.
He's already excited.
Oh, I know, but I'm waiting until it really gets him because I've been on Baker for 2 years now. He said he was horrible, one of the worst quarterbacks, and now he's all his friend. Don't go back, Che.
Who's the Bucks back up?
Trask.
I think you should get those tweets out soon. 3-1. I don't know if the peak's
might not get any better than
it's
this.
way higher.
If they beat
advice.
the Lions,
You can only get so much higher.
No, they beat the Lions
Where
at
is it?
Lions.
Is it at Lions?
Yeah.
No, they're not beating.
That's tough.
Dude, I'm going nuts.
Dallas shit pumps the Pats 38-3.
Yeah, I gotta ask Dukes. So Dukes, Mac Jones. Are we finally acknowledging he's not a good quarterback? Where are we with this?
I don't think I've seen like a worse game from him in the past 3 years. I mean, during what I thought was a legacy game, to make the decisions that he made was definitely disheartening and makes me question. But then I watched the Sunday night game last night, and I saw the way that Jets fans had to backpedal with Zach Wilson, and I thought to myself, I don't want to be a coward. I don't want to stand back from my take. So I'm going to let the season play out. Like you guys said about the Bengals, if they get to 500, season back on, we got the Saints coming up, and we have the Raiders, which I think is 2 winnable games.
Very winnable.
So get to 500. I think I have a different outlook on the season. Yesterday sucked. Mac sucked. I also think the offense is Mac was to blame yesterday. The first 3 games, I thought Mac played pretty well. The offense in general just sucks all over.
When does the tide start turning on Belichick that maybe it's time for
Rico, I've also thought about that a lot, and like I have to like sleep on this a couple more times till I really give my Belichick like full on opinion on how I deal with him. But the way that he evaluates offensive talent is so washed and so bad. I mean, the receivers and the offensive line, the Ramondre's not playing like he did the past couple of years. I don't know. The defense is fine, but now they're banged up. We're in a shitstorm. I mean, the first 4 weeks were really good teams, but
it's a tough spot because he has such a leash that he's won forever.
Yeah.
We'll never-
Star.
Not without Brady.
And you know what? You know what it's going to be is it's going to be like I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's 9-8, week 17, like
9-8.
I think it's like doable. It happened the past couple of years.
You guys are favored this week by 1.5. You're playing the Saints in New England.
Yeah, I think that, like I said before the year, I think we could be in the hunt for the playoffs. I still think
You're
it's
still
doable.
thinking that, and you still think Mac Jones is a good quarterback.
I think he's an average quarterback. He can't make the talent around him better.
That's a drop down from what you have.
He can't make. I saw a tweet that I totally agree with. I think that it's a compliment and a criticism to call him like Kirk Cousins-esque. Where when he has good talent around him, I think he could be a fairly good quarterback in the league, but he's not one of these quarterbacks that can make the talent around him subpar better.
He is not in Kirk Cousins' class.
I said Kirk Cousin-esque. Do you want me to explain that to you?
Makes sense.
It's
accurate.
It's like a game manager.
I disagree. Kirk Cousins is a significantly better quarterback than Mac Jones.
Yes, the narrative after a couple of years is, and he's had amazing talent around
Is that
him.
Pat's Raiders game in Foxborough?
The Saints Pats game is in New England.
Oh no, he's saying the
So
next
the
one.
Raiders.
Raiders. Where's that game?
Because there's no way McDaniels is winning in Foxborough. No way Belichick is allowing that.
It's in Vegas, but I can imagine that just being like all fake Patriots fans from
we
across
say
the
no
country.
way
But
Belichick.
it does come into my if he does win, if the Raiders beat New England, they will lose the next week. I will guarantee that.
If the Raiders beat New England, the Raiders will lose the following week?
Yep. It's the Bill Belichick coaching tree.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know.
It's
Oh, yeah.
my theory.
I like that.
It happens every time.
The Bill Belichick coaching tree is the coaches usually just lose. Period.
Yeah.
They've been terrible.
Some are decent, but anytime
Have they?
if they beat
I mean, they've
Bill,
had some playoff coaches. Yeah, not everyone's going to win the Super Bowl.
if
But
they beat Bill.
if they
That's
beat
some
Bill, the
success.
next week they lose.
They emptied the tank.
Yep.
Can I get ahead of something too that I thought?
Makes sense.
'Cause
That's like, yeah, I mean, you go to bed with a supermodel, you empty, and then she rolls you over 20 minutes later. You're like, no, that was it. That's it. They emptied the tank. That's how it works.
2 things I saw that if
What kind of comparison is that?
That was just a
Oh,
whole
reload the next week, bro. That's it.
Personal experience.
I mean, it makes sense when you think about it.
I saw a trade.
Supermodel, you should have a reload. That'd be the one time you.
I think you'd be ready to go pretty quickly.
That'd be the time you do
Yeah.
have a reload.
I don't. Now I'm kind of on this side. If you
Fair.
do like, you give your best effort, you don't have a reload possible. Like
Yes,
you empty the
that's
clip.
my point. Yes.
You empty the clip.
Right.
Yeah, but it might get emptied fast though. Recoup time is.
I think it's the 4 a.m. girls when you have trouble
It's
reloading.
the Wolf of Wall Street.
What a week.
That's fair.
Talking about.
So I fucked their goddamn brains out for 11 seconds, and he goes, "Hold on, I got it."
Plumber just whipped out. I
Reload.
think it's the 4 a.m. girl.
That's the one you have trouble reeling with, right? Am I wrong?
I think that's the stuff you have going with the first time.
Oh, the first time you're all fucked up. You're
whiskey.
sober up. You're like,
Makes
oh
sense.
fuck, what happened?
Go ahead, Dukes.
You can't hear you.
Good talk, Dukes.
Nope.
Nope, still no.
All right.
It's going about as well as Patriots offense.
Dude, you're also 1-3.
Yeah, it's tough that you're both.
I don't know why you.
They're a better. I'll be honest. The Jets are a better 1-3 right now.
The difference is I don't run around.
Head-to-head.
I don't run around saying things that aren't like you.
Head-to-head,
you've been
1-0.
Saying Mac Jones
That's
is
true.
is
Can't
a
say no.
borderline great quarterback.
Head-to-head,
No,
1-0.
I never
Very
said.
good. I'm sorry.
I said the first
said
3
very
weeks.
good.
I said the first 3 weeks he played very good, and yesterday he played very
No,
bad.
you've been saying you haven't been that. You've been much
really-
more.
No,
over the top.
you haven't been saying that.
Yeah,
yes, you fucking
that's
did.
all you can do
No,
is
no,
come back
no,
with it.
Clemmer,
1-3
Clemmer, because
teams.
I
This is
said-
like when we used to
I
have the
don't
egg
wanna do
bowl.
this.
It's like, who
I
the
don't wanna
fuck
do
You
this.
don't want to do it because you lost.
Oh, yes, Clemmer, you are
you're
right.
both 1 and
You are
3.
We
right.
need
Yeah,
to
like-
have them in a room for as long as it can until you come to agreement on one thing about the Patriots.
Well, I think we can agree that Mac Jones is not a good quarterback. It sounds
they
like, and it
both-
sounds like he agrees with that. He said he's average. So
they both-
I commend him for that.
I would like to see an argument between the two of them about something else and not bring up anything Jets Patriots.
I don't even. I didn't.
I think that's
I
impossible.
don't think we don't really argue about anything else. I like Dukes.
Well, no, if you were to have an argument about something else, indifferent, like Big Mac versus the Whopper, somehow that's going to come into a Mac Jones.
How long does it take?
Oh, not long. No.
So Mac Jones or Zach Wilson gets brought up or something
Right.
with the Jets.
Like, well, because the lettuce on the Whopper isn't
Just anything.
shredded.
it's jet screen.
Yeah, they get in the car to go on a
Here's
fucking
the-
road trip.
I don't have
Well, you took
delusion about the
LA.
Jets.
I said,
this isn't
Clemmer,
fair.
Clemmer, before the season, let's just go back to the season. I said that the Patriots will be in the playoff hunt.
Right.
That was my take.
They won't be.
Okay, fair. You have your opinion.
proved that
I
yesterday.
said to
They
you,
won't
I
be.
said to you the Jets won't make the playoffs, and you didn't count out injuries. I was right
Oh,
about
that's bullshit.
see,
Stop
there
with that.
there we go.
My
There we
quarterback's
go.
fucking Achilles exploded. That's not
And I
fair.
said you have to take that into account, and you didn't want to. So let's call a spade a spade. Injuries happen in the NFL.
You're Nostradamus over here. Too bad your powers don't work for the Patriots. Got smoked yesterday. The embarrassing performance.
If you guys had to say who the best team is in the NFL
That's
right now,
where I had 49ers, Arizona 35-16.
It's not even
close.
It's undebatable,
49ers.
right?
49ers.
Okay, take the 49. Let's go AFC then. Who in the AFC is the best?
Although to
'Cause
the
I think
40
that's a lot more because the NFC is so easy.
I think there's one team. I think the team that's played the best is the Bills,
I do too.
I think the Chiefs are the best, but the Bills can beat anybody at any given time.
for sure.
Yeah, I
Alright.
still think you have to give the Chiefs it. I get what you mean, but they haven't looked good yet.
To the 49ers
Right.
point, to the point you were saying the same thing about the Eagles and the Bucks. 49ers have not necessarily had murderers row.
They've been smashing them though.
Yeah.
I think
That's the only thing where the Eagles are
They've been
winning
blowing
by one
everybody out.
score, and the
Steelers
49ers
were-
Well, other than the Rams essentially cheating
Rams
in the
was a
backdoor cover,
one-score
they've
game, yeah.
crushed everybody.
Everybody by if they didn't kick that
Well, they
field
have-
goal,
'cause
all
that's the
four wins
thing
would be by
is-
double digits.
Dude, the first win for the Patriots set the standard for the season. Purdy was dropping absolute dimes against the Steelers, and the Steelers line. It was like 2.5.
Like, put it this way: if the Steelers do, I mean, if the 49ers do go into the bye, they got the Cowboys obviously Sunday night major game out
huge
out
game.
in Cali, then at the Browns, which could be like
Tough game.
I still think the Browns are tough.
The good defense.
At the Vikings, who might be trying to save their season, they're going to empty the clip, and then you have the Bengals, who again would be desperate coming out of like a bye. If the 49ers go into November and kind of get through that stretch of games fairly easily, or look like the truly dominant team in that stretch, then it's like, man, this is it's Super Bowl or bust at this point.
I would even argue if
which
they-
we know it is, but like you got to win it at that point.
If they even got through what you just said with even just one loss, I'd be incredibly impressed.
Let me. I know it's a long shot, but MVP is usually quarterbacks, mostly
I
quarterbacks.
know what you're gonna say.
McCaffrey 25
Definitely got a
to 1.
shot.
He's got a
Definitely.
real, he's got a real shot.
Peter
25 to 1.
Schrager put a clip up before the season. I think he got him at like 80 to 1, and he was explaining what he means more to that team. Yeah, I think he's just got to have crazy.
Yeah, how many
stat line.
touchdowns did he have yesterday?
four.
Four. Like
Yeah, his
No,
stats are impossible.
It's a very real shot. By the way, Brock Purdy has a starting quarterback in the regular season 9-0. That's just crazy.
Wait, you think his stats are impossible to win it?
No, I think his stats are impossible not to get votes at this point.
Who else would be? Who else is he going?
And also
Josh
his
Allen,
touches, as long as
Josh Allen is
Josh Allen's a
like, he's
favorite, right?
Josh Allen.
and as long as they're in games, like he is RB.
Mahomes will always
they're
be
not
the
giving the
best.
ball to Mitchell at all. He is RB1.
Yeah.
Tim.
Sure.
So right now it's Allen,
That's up.
Tua,
Yeah, Tua still obviously.
Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Lamar, Brock Purdy, Herbert, and then it's McCaffrey.
McCaffrey get my vote. I mean,
Still that
if I
deep?
had a vote,
He doesn't. The problem is
It's just such a quarterback
needs,
award,
like,
but
he needs the mix of like the quarterback, like not having the insane season, and him continuing to just have
Right.
this he needs to go score like 20 plus touchdowns.
And the Niners need to keep
2,000
winning.
all-purpose yards. Yeah, Niners go
Brock
like
Purdy being ahead.
14 and
14
3, like
yes.
huge
I
season.
think that's crazy.
He could do it.
He can
I think so,
definitely do
too.
it. I think it's like a 25 to 1.
He's got to
right
keep it
now.
up. Like he needs
I'm
like
gonna- I'm going to throw some on a future right like when we get off the show. Like I'm going to do it. Like I think that's a good bet.
Yeah. We'll talk about more of it, all of it tomorrow, college. But do you like that my Oregon, I have 18 to 1. I thought I had 21.
Good one.
It's 18 to 1. But then I put Bama 30 to 1.
So I like A&M this week.
This is a
lot,
test.
but-
It's a test this week.
it's a ratty line.
LSU's already out of it. Like they're gonna give Bama their best effort, obviously.
The SEC, they don't have many like hard games.
SEC always gets
And
overrated.
well, now we're talking. I mean, Georgia
the
doesn't
playoffs.
look that great.
Georgia doesn't look that great at all.
Auburn had like a real chance in that game.
Fucking what's his name? The tight end.
Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers. He's insane. He's the reason they won.
That fourth quarter, he went nuts. He
Yeah.
played great.
I think we're in a really fun spot with some of these
Yes, we
teams
are.
too, because we still don't really know anything. I know Texas is good and they're 2 or 3 in the country, but like, if Oklahoma beats Texas, which is not crazy, like then where are we? You know what I mean?
My
Like there's a
future's
lot
so-
to unpack here.
My future is this week. It's Alabama versus A&M, and it's fucking Oregon, Washington.
Oregon, Washington is this week,
No, I don't know.
not?
I don't think so. No.
I could have sworn it was.
Nah, not this week.
probably after a bye. You've
it
been
one
wrong
more
on the
week?
calendar like twice
Pretty sure it's
today.
not.
it's like.
I've been looking at this
Nah,
shit.
they're not.
Marty's like, hell of a week. We got the Red River
It's-
and Ohio
it's the
State.
bye-
Michigan.
it's the bye week,
so
Marty.
that's what I'm doing. The bye week. Then
Yeah,
their next
all right.
game is Oregon, Washington.
I knew they weren't.
So
this
that's they should have bye
Let me give
in
you a
this.
little. Let me give you a little tip.
Buy in
Let
there.
me give you a little
Don't give me a tip. I don't want it to
I'm
count.
going to give you a little tip. All the teams that you have futures on or you like, add them to the favorites on the score app. This way,
should do that.
they're right at the top, and you can see where they're.
Yeah, but I don't look at dates. I look at like their next game. I'm not a date guy.
Dates might help you out.
Were you a date guy or are you a day guy?
I'm not a date guy.
He has trouble.
I'm
With,
not
he has
really-
trouble with
I'm
calendars
not a
and
day
math.
guy either. I'm a night guy.
What's the panic? Do you guys have any panic? I was wrong, dead wrong on Maryland and Indiana. I thought but it's the fucking Maryland people getting in my head. They're like, oh, Maryland's gonna Maryland. Maryland's gonna.
Do you think Maryland has any chance?
That's where I'm asking you guys. You guys think Maryland has any shot against you against Ohio State?
I think they kind of. They give them.
They
trouble.
played us tough a few
Yeah.
times. The only thing is, I think this is the best defense we've had in a while. We talk about with Brad. Like as much as you can say about the offensive line, it can be maybe not shaky. The front seven is tough as nails. Really tough, as good as we've had in a while. So that's the part that I lean on that I feel good about because I think they're going to get theirs. They're going to hold their own, and the secondary's played well as well. I mean, you look like Sam. I mean, obviously Duke played good defense on the road. Granted, I mean, we'll go to Notre Dame and Sam Hartman had done that whole season. We go to Notre Dame, hold them to 14. I trust this defense. Going back quick, just the one NFL game we didn't talk about, or we didn't talk about a couple, but Rams Colts, crazy game.
Dude, Puka Nacua. My God.
I mean, honestly, and even though they lost the game, I mean that second half that Richards had was incredible.
Yeah.
They were down 23-0 with like 7 minutes left in the third quarter and tied the game.
They are a very well coached team.
They are. They played.
They're gonna
Richardson
be in the
played
game.
great.
Two really good rookie quarterbacks.
No, for sure. He played. I was watching the whole second half. He was very impressive.
Richardson and Stroud really impressed me.
When he's healthy, he just needs to stay healthy. That's going to be their biggest problem with him running too much. But he looked really, really good.
Did you guys? There's breaking news, kind of, to conspiracy theories out there.
Love that.
The NFL with Taylor Swift. Look at what they made their bio.
Yeah, I said
Yeah,
that.
we
Oh,
talked
he
about
said
it
that
at the top
one,
of the show.
Sorry.
Happens. He's doing a
Doing a
lot
lot-
back
That
there.
was about
in the
45 minutes
Stratcast.
ago.
I don't. I can't.
all
I
good.
don't listen to
It was a
everything.
while ago.
Did you see though that like Puka Nacua has the best stats of any receiver in the first four like
Ever.
and the rest of last three were all I think receivers that Stafford's thrown to.
Interesting.
It was because it was Megatron, and I forget the other person.
Could have been Megatron.
Might have been
3
Cooper
different
Kupp.
times though.
I don't know. I don't know if I don't know what it was. But it was a crazy.
Explode.
Mike Williams, like who was?
I forget.
for the Lions.
I forget who else it was. If whatever it was. How long has Cooper Kupp been in the league, by the way?
Probably like 5, 6, like probably like 6 years. 6 years probably.
He just kind of came to the
Well, he was a third rounder. He was Eastern Washington guy.
yeah. But yeah, still
He came on the map. They played Oregon in like an early season game, and he went crazy against Oregon.
You know what? A walk-off touchdown doesn't hit as the same as like I don't know the walk-off touchdown that Puka Nacua had. It was cool, but it doesn't hit the same for some reason. You know what I mean?
Same as
Field goal.
I don't know. Yeah, kind of like a field goal, kind of like hits harder. A game-winning field goal.
Because you have
hits harder.
anticipation of a field goal.
I guess.
There's the moment
It's
like
the
they're
same thing.
lining
It's almost
up
like
for
a
the field
shock.
goal.
You don't know what to do when you have.
You don't. Yes, that's
Right.
what it kind of is. It's
I
like,
can do
holy
that.
shit, did that just happen? You don't have time to process.
The Jets game, the first game of the season, I was like that. I was like,
Yeah.
it took me a while to like get it.
When the
will
hit
you
the last
What are you gonna say? No, you say it.
I was gonna take a shot, but I'm not calling
Go
back.
ahead. You can take a shot.
No,
take a shot. Take a shot.
passing. It's not that good. I'm
All right.
passing.
All right, that's fair.
Pick
Take
your shots.
it.
Pick your shots.
Don't pump fake. Take it. Go up strong.
Can't do it.
No,
Clemens-
don't
Go
take that.
strong.
Don't show your location.
It's
Pick your
crazy though
shots.
that like of the Jets fandom, fucking guys in the whole Ring of Honor yet or no? Yeah, Ring of Honor. Make sure. And Clemmer somehow bleeds more for the Jets and gets more upset when we shit on the Jets.
Because I'm a rational fan. He's a professional. It's a little different.
Yeah, I saw the sausage being made. He
Okay,
just enjoys the sausage.
exactly. There you go.
That's good. That's
Not a shot.
But of
That's
like
fair.
when you say you're coming at my team, like whose team is it more?
Oh, it's
sure
his
it's
team. He
yours.
bled. He did everything for the but
He literally
I don't think I ever said you're coming from my team. I would never say that. That's a weird thing to say.
I think that's fine. I think,
yeah, you
I
can
think
say
fans
that.
that say
I don't usually
Clemmer,
talk like
Clemmer pays his salary.
Yes, exactly.
Indirectly.
well, the TV deals did, but
We all do, yeah.
He pays the cable company.
honestly,
exactly.
Nick.
although you don't pay for ESPN Plus. So.
Sure, and I will not.
When you're like
Scumbag.
when you're playing, how much does a media person honestly get to some players and the team? Because I always think about like us doesn't take us out of it. Like ESPN and these other people going after players, and obviously it was different now because of social media is a lot more.
Right.
But does like it actually, especially when they don't play football or never played football, does it actually get to the team sometimes?
Who's that one beat reporter that's been with them forever? I feel like that guy gets on the people's skin. Sorry, go ahead.
I think it does. Like, I think the ones that get under the skin the most are the ones you see every day. So it is like the beat reporters who like you see them every day. Like if there's something they're harping on negatively, week in and week out, you're like, all right, like, I'm gonna see you, like Rich. I'm gonna see you again tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm
We pump
guessing
the brakes on this.
Rich might have done that.
Rich Samini.
No, I like Rich now. I do.
How about, was it Manish?
That's the guy.
That's the guy, right, Rico?
That guy's the worst.
Yeah, people seem to hate him.
Oh, I hated him. It was my all right, so fun media story. I'm having my third child, which is the start of OTAs, I believe, in May of 16. And like I try to keep my family personal, you know, like I talk about my kids and all that, but like I'm not putting my business out there. Like, hey, I'm heading to the hospital, like maybe on the way. So I'm not saying anything. My wife goes into labor, and we're going to the hospital. It happens to be the first day of OTAs, and I think Fitz was still holding out at the time, and Brandon Marshall I think was doing something else, and so there was all the talk like, and Decker was doing something. So it was me, Fitz, Decker, and
What a team.
yeah, Marshall. Yeah. 2015 was kind of nice. We failed against Buffalo, but and so I'm going to the hospital. It's early in the morning. It's like 7 in the morning, and I text the appropriate people at the team like, "Hey, I'm not going to make it. Like, my wife's gone into labor," and I'm sitting there, and we have the baby and the little baby boy, and everyone's excited. Third one. We didn't find out because we're like, we had at that time one of each, so we're like, roll the dice. And so it was an exciting time. And then I see in the Twitter world that Manish, there's a lot of talk that we were holding out from OTAs, the three of us, for Fitz. And like, that's the rumor that got started. And so then Manish reports like, oh, well, Mangold's not there because he's having his kid. Before I've told like other people in my family
That's shitty.
that I've had a kid.
That's messed up.
Yep.
And so then I was like, well, you're dead to me. Like I'm gonna kill you.
Actually,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like we've I don't think I spoke to him since.
I wouldn't either. What a
Oh,
piece
yeah.
of like
But
why?
like that's where like
there's no reason
the
to
media
even-
side where you're like, why? Like I know you're trying to get to the head of the story, you're trying to do the reporting and everything, but like I didn't tell you that. Like, my personal life has nothing to do with what's going on at the Jets. So like those things get it. Like
That's different.
like you look at like baseball and like Frank the Tank and like the clubhouses are looking at Frank and watching videos and stuff. Like I think they enjoy those type of things. I don't think it ever gets like I think in the personality world, like, oh, like I can't believe like they're ragging on me, like this is terrible. But like when it gets into like a personal side, like that's when it really
personal side. That's just stupid. Like what are you reporting that for? No reason. But I think when other like actual players are in the media and they're talking about other players now, I feel like the players get more angry with that because they should understand of like
right. And I get more angry at the players that are in the media that are talking about players that they played with.
Yeah.
I think players that are like the older guys who have never played with anybody in the league that are talking about guys in the league. Like I get that. Like there's no personal relationship, but like when your guy goes from a team that like you were in the same locker room and then immediately ends up on ESPN and like they're like, oh, you know, this team's doing this and they're having like you're sitting in the same locker room as that guy was 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And now you're talking shit about him. Like that's where it gets.
What do you think about the guys on like comparative levels? Like Fitz, he got jammed up with Goff the other day.
That was awesome.
Yeah, and Goff was very
Goff,
good for doing that.
awesome on which side? Goff coming back at him?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's
It
like
was hilarious. And Fitz like
Fitz is good, you know, journeyman guy, but he never got to a Super Bowl like Goff did. Do you think there's a little jealousy that he was going at
no,
Goff?
not at all. I think Fitz is. I think Fitz is doing his role as a guy that's talking, and that's what he's paid to do. And I like that Goff fired it back at him and made for a great moment. Like, and I text Fitz the same thing. We had a group chat going, and I just threw in there, you know, well, he's a poor man's, or I'm a
Matt Ryan. I think
maybe I'm a poor man's Fitz or something like that. And it was like, that's a good one. And so it was just like that's just banter. And so I don't think
poor
that's,
man Matt Ryan like isn't like what Rodney Harrison did, like saying like he's garbage.
but come on, he's garbage.
Like
He's garbage.
poor man's Matt Ryan isn't like the worst, but it's not great. But Goff is, I think, better, and he also shut him up after. I think that's also fair. I think Fitz knows that's fair that he came back and said that.
Of course, like you have to.
He took it well. He didn't. Yeah, he laughed.
Got a little awkward. He got a little awkward on the panel.
I think Goff kind of cleared the awkwardness when he was like, it's all. He said like it's all good. You're a mess or whatever. Blah blah blah.
But that should give motivation to him. Like, hey, fuck you. Like I'm better than that.
Goff's also a pretty humble guy. He just kind of threw it. He just let him know. Just a little.
It was a little jab. It
A little
wasn't
love
like,
tab. He just said,
it wasn't like, hey, fuck you, I'm better than that. Like,
it was. I heard
it
what
was
you
subtle.
said.
Yeah, I heard what you said. And, like,
look what I did today.
Look what I did. Yeah, which I love. I think that's fantastic.
Players should do that more often in a funnier way and not like
an angry way.
An angry, because you look worse when you're angry.
Yeah. Yeah, when you make it like bigger than what it actually was. Like, you don't need to.
Did you guys see this from Jerry Jeudy yesterday?
Yeah, that was awesome.
This is Philip Lindsay that is replying to a former teammate on the Broncos.
Glad you watched the game
Came
from
for
the
a
crib,
scalp.
fam.
Oh my god.
That's just funny.
That's funny.
Nick, because that's what I was. That's
good.
why I pulled that tweet up, because what you were saying, like, yeah, you're not in the locker room with these guys. Like, it's got to be awkward when you're talking shit about people that you were in the locker room with.
Right. Like that's like it would be the same. Like, you know, Marty goes out of here and goes and like, have you seen Pick Central? Like, oh my God, they're letting it down. Like,
You're just explaining Brandon.
so that another notch on Brandon. But it's like, how do you, like, you would be there and you would sit there and be like, Brandon, you were just sitting in the same studio 6 months ago. What are we talking about? Like, it's the same thing. Yeah, which is crazy.
Makes sense. Baseball playoffs we'll break down tomorrow. We obviously got
big game tonight.
Oh yeah, shit. I'm fucking fucked up on that. I had it on the list, and then we went down some different paths. Yeah, what do people like for tonight?
I love the Giants.
Giants are in a must-win. I mean, obviously, we got to go get this win. I like the Giants. I like. Fuck. What did I have? I'm going breeder receptions. I like that. And I'll take Paris Campbell for a touchdown.
All over the over in this one.
I kind of like the over too.
What's the number?
It's like 47 now. Yeah, 47 and a half.
It was 47.
I think I'm the only one on the Seahawks. I just think without Saquon, this gets tough for the Giants. I do have one interesting one. Jason Myers over 6.5 points. He's gotten 7 or more points every game this season. It's only minus 110.
Oh, and the over field goals, by the way, 3.5. Bro.
You say Saquon, and I 100% get that. I'm more nervous about Andrew Thomas.
Saquon's not playing.
Andrew Thomas, I know he's not playing.
That's what we're saying.
I'm saying Andrew Thomas is a big problem of the Giants' offense. Daniel Jones not having any time. But this is, to me, Waller needs to do something in this game. They need to open up the playbook for him. I have him over 49.5 yards. It sounds steep for him right now, but they just need – if the Giants need to win with him, that's the only way they win today.
Dino hasn't been bad this year.
What's Daniel Jones' rushing number?
It was.
Yes, it's around like 40-ish probably.
Well, that's one thing. The Seahawks are bad against the run. At least they have been. They didn't give him over 100 rushing yards.
If he's scrambling a bit, he might not.
He tonight he should be with the way the line is.
He's more of a called runner than a
35 and a half.
We'll do both.
35.
I kind of like that.
I kind of like the over on that one.
It worries me because we played them in Seattle last year, and they definitely lit us. I mean, they have some great receivers, Lockett and Metcalf, and now JSN too. The game where I'm betting obviously I'm a Giants, so I'm going to bet the Giants. I like the over. I'm worried a little bit, being honest. I'm definitely worried.
I like Kenneth Walker anytime touchdown. That's minus 110.
He's been a.
I'm just worried about.
I think this is a big game for both teams, NFC wise, because I feel like they're both in that mid level right now.
Yeah.
Whoever wins goes up, and whoever wins goes down.
The Giants need it really bad.
And they both need it.
The Seahawks.
So.
2-1.
2-1.
Well, that's
I mean, just the difference between 2-2 and 1-3 feels astronomical.
Oh my God, it's
so
season's
different.
over to like, oh, we got a
I
chance.
feel the Giants winning feels like the
chance.
season's just like back on.
That's all I want.
2-2, like,
I want a
back
chance.
here, like we're
I
right
don't
there.
want to sit there and be like, oh, it's over. Like, I
Then
want a chance.
Hopefully, we get Thomas and Saquon back next week. Hopefully,
Well, we're
huge.
fucked now.
First Giants drive, punt, minus 105.
The Giants need to win this game because we already lost next week. I'll say it.
What's next week?
Dolphins. That's gonna off
In Miami?
Dolphins
In Miami?
off a loss at Miami. Not good. Not
True.
good.
On a short week, yeah.
So it's like you need to win this game.
Have you been money with the touchdowns? Who's scoring a touchdown?
Yeah.
I would honestly before Marty said I was thinking Waller because he's so due.
Right. 250.
Yeah, I'll go Waller. Why not?
All right.
I'll
I like
go
that.
Waller.
Are we all going to go one on a first?
Yeah, we'll cut
Should
something
go
off.
first, Waller.
Do you want me
That's what I was. He's just. They need to get him.
Put the
ball.
chat out. See what they got.
I hit Pacheco yesterday.
Do you guys just all want to ride with Ev on Waller?
We should do first touchdown and that. Yeah, we should
And then
both.
do a first possession because you guys didn't
Hodgins.
take it last
Okay,
time.
he just changed. I don't
Both.
love
They
that.
both score.
Both.
Hodgins.
Do you guys want the records?
Hodgins do. Hodgins scored actually, but he scored.
Records? Yeah, I want the records.
September standings. Ev, you won. 123, 110, and 9. I'll get a graphic out there.
Business per usual.
I'll just go down on who won, and then I'll put the records out on the Pick
Big
Central
day
accounts.
yesterday.
Big Ev, Marty, Clemmer, Smitty, Rico.
Rico,
And
you're
then
in
to
last
start
again?
October-
Jesus Christ.
To start
Lower
October,
than
everybody.
Smitty?
What?
Give me an again.
Lost to Smitty.
Big Ev, Marty, Clemmer, Smitty, Rico.
That's been good.
That's
To be
September.
fair,
I've been pretty good in the
Is that
NFL.
Monday
October?
night picks. I'm
Me without
0-2
hockey.
and 2.
Huh?
So
Hasn't been good.
How are you? Is that October as well, Dukes?
October is everybody's plus units besides Rico is still looking for a win.
All right.
I smashed.
Slow
yesterday.
start, Rico.
Yeah,
Finish
it's
strong. How about that?
The bad push.
Hey, also, I saw other stat boy, Ebo,
Yeah, he's bad too.
is 0 in his picks in college for his best picks.
I've been good at my locks. My lock pushed
good.
this week.
Yeah. Lot to discuss, obviously.
Keep interrupting Dukes. What is October's?
He said it.
I
already.
said everybody's
Oh, you
plus
did?
units.
He
It
did.
doesn't-
It's been a day.
Rico,
I want my flowers.
Also,
a second.
Rico, speaking of locks, really quick, because the chat was wondering earlier, I didn't really want to bring up college football when you guys are going. Tulane, any comment?
Yeah.
yeah.
Comment said whenever
Fumbled going in, shut UAB out in the second half, essentially, gave up a score going in that they should have scored, and just let them get too many points. They won by 12. It was 20.
What was the should-be score?
A little bit
Rico's-
high. Yeah, I mean, Tulane was the better.
They won by 11.
Tulane was the better team. They just
24-23.
they spotted them in the first half.
Stop
it's a
putting
bad
eight
first
units
half.
on games. Lose when you lose. And also, we need to shout out Brad,
Studs.
Georgia
Southern.
Southern. I almost did a Rico. I had
Georgia,
I
Georgia
was
State.
I had Georgia State
My
in
buddy
my,
almost did
in
Georgia
my
State.
thing, and I go, whoa, wait, let me check. And I was like, Georgia Southern. It was Georgia Southern got close, but it was hey.
And then he texted it in the third quarter, and then
No.
Georgia, they had the ball that they could, or Coastal had the ball they could have covered. I was queued up ready to motherfucking Marty. I was like, if they don't cover,
I
this
was
spread,
also queued up
Marty's
for you
fault.
yesterday, by the way.
For the birds?
Yeah.
You gotta if you anybody who needs any birds advice, let me know because the Commanders were the play.
No, I'm saying you. I know you were doing your job, but you had the title already written out on the back end of the blog,
Oh, the
saying that
blog?
the Eagles were 4-0 when there was 8 minutes left. I was like, I'd screenshot that so fast.
I've done that a
Well,
bunch of times.
No, I know you're supposed to, but I don't put the title when I got that.
Do you remember the Bills Vikings game last year that was chaos? I had to change that 3 times.
Yeah, but that's not your team. When it's your team, it's way.
Dude, I wrote that article so early that I had to go back and change it to make it appear more level, and then went back again.
I saw it. I was like, I'm screenshotting that shit.
I was sitting there watching on Brad's pick. I was watching the game, and my wife's sitting there, and she looks up because she wasn't really paying attention. She's like, "What are we watching?"
And it was on NFL Network.
NFL Network. She's
Also,
jerseys were
Colts on
gross.
NFL
like,
Network.
"Why are we watching this?" She's like, "Don't worry about it."
You know, Brad, that's why.
Yeah, have you met Brad? That's why we're watching this.
Best.
He's back, though. He's back. That's 2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a
now
row.
Where I will.
Told you, show up.
No FCS.
He got off the weather.
Yeah, the
just
weather, the suspensions. He just going off his
It's an
brain now.
FBS.
Yeah,
FBS was
FBS Brad.
Since it's been only FBS.
FCS
good
Brad's
things.
trash. FBS Brad is a stud.
There's just too much. The lines coming out on FBS.
Yeah.
Lines coming out like
I
Saturday
can't be
morning.
waking up early Saturday morning.
Can't be sitting there just
I
checking
couldn't
the
find
line.
him. I'm glad I couldn't find him because I would have lost them all.
It's hard to find
They,
him.
literally- they don't come out till like literally like that morning right before like a 3 o'clock game on Saturday. That line might not come out till 11.
Maybe 12.
Why?
It's just how it is. They don't,
FCS, it's just
they don't
such
want to
deep
put
cut.
themselves in that
Such
spot.
deep cut.
If somebody knows info that they don't. That's how it works. It's all good. Tomorrow we'll do colors. Smitty, what do you got tonight?
Fair question. I don't know college football. I'm asking.
I got Giants and over 46.5.
God forbid a man learn around here.
Chat wants Clemmer any response to the Cubs? Chat's asking.
Yeah, the Cubs, absolutely. I had the Cubs. The Cubs, ever since Suzuki dropped that ball, they completely tanked. Cubs absolutely missed the playoffs. Complete disaster. Good season all in all for them, but like that you can't lose that last week.
Still have them as the 5th best team in the majors?
I do not. No. I had the Phillies pretty high. I actually put a future on the Phillies to win the NL pennant.
I'm pissed the Astros.
Why would you tell Smitty that?
I want him to shut the fuck up.
Okay,
I'm
just
pissed the
checking.
Astros won the division, so they're not playing the Twins.
They are not. No, the Twins are playing the Blue Jays. We'll talk about it tomorrow, I guess. But I have the Twins.
Astros just got a fucking cakewalk to the World Series again. So
exactly.
Well, we'll see
They'll be in
about
the
that.
World Series.
We'll see about
they're gonna
that.
be in the World Series.
We'll see about it, but it's just like
Not like
Astros are
I
gonna
do
be-
not like
they're
the
gonna be-
Astros.
Can a franchise get any more fucking breaks?
I do not like the
They
Astros
can't-
at all.
They
By
can't
the
get
way,
more. It's
What do
insane.
you got?
I got the Giants +2, Giants money line, and I got Waller over 49.5 and anytime touchdown +250.
Ev.
Yeah, I got Giants both ways +2 and money line. I'm on the over 47, and I'm gonna take a Waller. I'm gonna take both Waller touchdown and a Hodgins touchdown.
All right.
Both gotta be Hodgins gotta be like 300 plus. I bet.
Over 3.5 field goals. Paris Campbell anytime touchdown +520. Breida over 2.5 receptions, and the Giants money line. What do you like tonight?
Giants money line. Daniel Jones over rushing.
Love it.
Clemmer.
Seahawks -2. Jason Myers over 6.5 points. Kenneth Walker anytime touchdown. First Giants drive, a punt.
You need somebody like that. We can't all be on the.
Oh, you do.
You need it.
Glad.
What? I think the
I'll
Seahawks.
ride with Clemmer.
If the Giants
Attaboy, Dukes.
if the Giants go up by 20, the whole stream gets to egg you.
No, what do I get?
I love
Do I get to egg you guys?
I love
When do
that.
I get to? I want something on my end. Yeah.